Lux presents Hollywood. Lever Brothers Company, the makers of Lux Toilet Soap, bring you the Lux Radio Theater, starring Loretta Young and Joseph Cotton in The Farmer's Daughter. Ladies and gentlemen, your producer, Mr. William Keeley.
Greetings from Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. The other day, I received a visit at the studio from Claire Booth Luce, a lovely and glamorous lady who, in addition to her many other capabilities, recently represented her native state in Congress. And her charming presence made me think of tonight's Lux Radio Theater play, in which another captivating lady makes her way to Washington. It's RKO's refreshing comedy, The Farmer's Daughter, starring Loretta Young in a role ideally tailored for her talents, and another box office favorite of this theater, Joseph Cotton. Together, they demonstrate what happens when romance gets mixed up with that great American heritage, the right to vote. Of course, there's another example of romance and voting, and that's the daily preference that women show for Lux Soap. They know that Lux Soap Care is a help to what you might call a romance complexion. And here in Hollywood, where screen stars know the value of a lovely skin, the vote is 9 out of 10 for Lux. A trend that I'm sure is nationwide. It's curtain time, and here's the first act of The Farmer's Daughter, starring Loretta Young as Katie Holstrom and Joseph Cotton as Glenn Morley. It's late afternoon on Election Day. As always, a very busy day for Mrs. Morley and her son Glenn. Since for decades, the Morley family has been the backbone of politics in Capital City. This year, Glenn has run for re-election to Congress, and it looks like another landslide. Now, in the Morley home, he's been visited by a group of newspaper friends.
My only point is this, Glenn, that the public goes to the polls and votes exactly the way the machine tells them to vote.
You mean that's why I'm being reelected? Hey, Clancy, where are those sandwiches? Where's that coffee?
I'm now, Mr. Morley. I'm coming.
Well, Clancy, how you've changed.
Oh, my name is Catherine Holstrom, Mr. Morley. I am the new maid.
Oh, I see. Well, set the tray down.
Clancy's coffee, Glenn. Oh, no. I made the coffee, miss. I don't think you have anything to worry about. Oh, then I'll have some, please. Now, what were you going to say, darling?
Only that the voters won't go on forever believing the kind of baloney that most politicians have been handing out, machine or no machine. Well, I don't mean this change in the voters' attitude as a prairie fire, but, well, for example, do you remember a fellow named Otto K.
Schmidlap.
Schmidlap, yes. He was from around Mineral County.
Red Wing County. May I serve you, please?
Oh, thanks.
Oh, Red Wing County, yes. He served 2 terms in Congress, or was it 3 terms?
It was 3, Mr. Morley. Coffee, sir? If you're about to say that old Schmidlap was a case of a congressman going down the line for his party, right or wrong, you've got an argument.
Oh, but Schmidlap was strictly second-rate, Glenn.
Oh, no, sir. Mr. Schmidlap was not second-rate. He was first-rate, with a second-rate party. Boing! Oh, please excuse me. I didn't
well, that's quite all right, but what makes you such an authority on Schmidlap?
He was our neighbor on the farm. A good neighbor. A good man, like my father.
Well, it's getting late. I think I'll go back to the office and dream up a story. How Glenn Morley looked, felt, and acted upon his re-election to his 3rd term in Congress. Good luck, Glenn.
Don't forget to come back, boys. The real celebration's tonight.
Jenny, you're not leaving, too.
When next you see me, the time will be 7 o'clock, and I'll knock you dead in my new dress. Bye, darling. Mr. Clancy, did I do all right with the coffee and the sandwiches?
For a new maid with no experience, yeah, I guess you did all right.
Good. The employment agency said that if I could work the day out for you, I could work any place.
I've been the butler here for 30 years, but it's up to Mrs. Morley if you stay.
Oh.
Say, how come you wanted this job?
I need to earn some money. And as soon as I do, I go to the Swedish hospital to become a nurse.
Nurse?
Yeah. I had money, Mr. Clancy. But yesterday, someone I knew, a man, Adolf Berger, he said he would give me a ride in from Red Wing County. The bus fare is $2.53, so I said, yeah, you bet, I would ride in with him.
Uh-huh.
And last night on the highway, Mr. Berger's car had an accident. He had no money, and he asked me to loan him.
Fine thing.
Yeah, but that's not all. We were far from town, and I had to stay overnight at the motel. I don't know where he stayed, but this morning when I asked him about my money, he said no. I said, all right, I will get the police. He said, go ahead. And he would tell everybody, my family, the people at the hospital, that he and I at the hotel and...
Why are you telling this to me?
Well, because, Mr. Clancy, you are a good man. And I had to tell someone.
Wash the dishes, will you? How can I dry if you don't wash?
Yeah, Mr. Clancy.
That adult's got a good punch in the nose coming to him.
Oh, don't worry. I gave him a good punch on the nose myself, all right.
I bet you did at that.
Yeah.
Well, there's the car in the driveway. That means Mrs. Morley's home. You can meet her in a few minutes.
What have you done, Ma? We had a delegation here from the press.
Virginia Thatcher, too?
Naturally.
Did you propose to her?
Oh, there's no rush about that. Virginia and I have what you might call an understanding. Anyway, where were you?
Election headquarters, of course.
Well, how's everything going in the 14th for that ward healer Morley?
Oh, Morley's no ward healer. I know the boy well. Wonderful to his mother, they tell me. Unless I miss my guess, he'll be re-elected by the usual majority.
Hooray for the party.
Party my foot. The voters did it themselves.
Should have come home sooner. We had coffee, real coffee.
Sent out for it, huh?
Oh, no, it's that new maid Clancy hired. Oh, here she is now. What did you say your name is?
Catherine Holston.
Oh, this is my mother, Mrs. Morley.
Oh, how do you do, Mrs. Morley?
Mr. Morley thinks you did quite well this afternoon, Catherine. Would you like to work for us?
Well, I do have to earn some money.
Anything wrong with our money?
Oh, no. No, I need it so I can start my nursing course. But I would not be permanent for more than about 2 months.
Well, these days, that's permanent. Now, what can you do?
Oh, well, at home I do everything. I do washing, ironing for Mama, Papa, my 3 brothers, myself. Clean all 7 rooms, and do dishes, of course.
Oh, of course.
And I help Mama preserve meat, canned eggs, dill pickles, smoke ham and bacons. And I wait on table, 40 hands at harvest time. Oh, and I make glug.
Glug?
Yeah, at Christmas time, with a hot poker and brandy. You want to know what I do outside?
Well, I don't know about my mother, but I'd be fascinated.
Well, I plow with horse and tractor. I shock wheat, milk cows, bed horses, cut the wood for stove.
Catherine, you've got a job.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Morley. And now I help Mr. Clancy prepare for party tonight.
Glenn has headquarters on the phone, Mrs. Morley. The opposition has conceded.
And what did you expect, Mr. Johnson?
You're a lucky man to have Glenn Morley as your teammate in Washington.
Don't I know it, Nordic? I can tell you how grateful I am to both of you.
Well, there's something we mustn't forget. You and Glenn have been elected, Mr. Johnson. But we'll all have to do some fence mending by the time the next election rolls around.
Some hors d'oeuvres, Mrs. Morley.
No, thank you, Captain.
You, sir?
I believe I will. Tell me, young lady, did you vote today?
I couldn't vote, sir. I am not registered in the city yet.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'd have considered our victory a complete success if a pretty girl like you had voted our ticket.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. But if I could have voted, I wouldn't have voted for you.
Well, now,
See what I mean, Mr. Johnson? Fence mending.
Good morning. Morning, come in.
Mr. Clancy said you liked your breakfast in bed.
Yes, I do. This coffee, yours?
Yeah. And your morning paper.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, don't you like it? Your picture in the paper.
Oh, do you?
Well, it's better than that Mr. Johnson.
Say, what is this feud between you and Mr. Johnson?
Oh, I don't think he has a good heart for the people.
Huh? What way?
Well, why is he against the higher minimum wage?
How do you know that he is?
Because I heard him on the radio. He said it was up to everyone to look out for himself, and I believe that, too. But I think everyone has a right to a living wage.
Well, just what, in your opinion, constitutes a living wage?
Well, I believe the man who said a living wage depends on whether you're getting it or giving it. Would there be anything else, Mr. Morley?
No, that's quite enough, thank you. Mr. Johnson, why don't you learn to keep your big mouth shut? Good morning, Ma. Oh, wasn't that Katie I just saw going out the door? She's not leaving us.
No, she's just going downtown to buy some uniforms.
Oh, you sure she knows the way?
I wrote the directions down.
Oh. Well, I think I'll be getting along.
What for?
Well, I'm supposed to have lunch with the governor.
At 10:30?
Well, I've got a lot of people to thank, you know.
Breakfast go all right?
Oh, superbly, Clancy.
Yeah, I sort of figured it would.
Hop in, Katie. I'll save you 10 cents bus fare.
The last time I saved bus fare, it cost me $75.
You must tell me the story of your life sometime.
I will, Mr. Morley. Sometime.
By the way, what kind of uniforms are you getting?
Or Mr. Clancy said something very plain.
Oh, well, Mr. Clancy has no imagination. I think I'd better help you pick them out.
Quite a large package, Katie. How many uniforms did you get?
I'm afraid there are 12, Mrs. Morley.
Exactly what I ordered.
12.
Let's see. 2 blue, 2 black, 2 gray, 2 maroon, and 4 simply charming informal numbers for housework in the pre-luncheon periods.
And who's going to pay for all these, Mr. Moneybags?
Your house, Ma. Just write them off as overhead.
I sure feel like a tramp in my old blue serge.
Mr. Morley, your mother, what did the doctor say?
Oh, nothing serious. Just a head cold. She'll probably be all right tomorrow.
Oh, good. Then it will be all right for me to speak to her.
What about?
Well, I've been in this house for 6 weeks, Mr. Morley. I have saved enough money.
What are you talking about?
My nursing.
Oh, I thought you'd forgotten all about that.
Oh, no.
Well, aren't you happy here?
Yeah.
Is the work too much for you?
No, there's nothing wrong.
Want more time off?
No, I just want to be a nurse.
Oh. Well, if you want to be a nurse, there's a very sick woman down the hall who needs you.
Oh, someone besides your mother?
Well, you know perfectly well that a cold can lead to something very much worse. It can easily turn into... Well, if you're leaving us, you're leaving us.
I am sorry, Mr. Morley. I have been very happy here.
You certainly seem in an awful hurry.
You mean now or in general?
Oh.
Well, today is my day off.
Where are you going?
Skating. The pond in back of the house. The ice looks very good.
Well, I hope you have a good time.
Thank you, Mr. Morley. I always do.
Come in.
This just came a tele... Well, look at you going ice skating, huh?
Yeah.
I just asked.
Well, if she's if I'm leaving for Washington after New Year's, what chance will I have? Well, give me the telegram.
Yes, sir.
Well, what do you know? I'm leaving for Europe tonight.
Your what?
This telegram. Come on, let's tell Ma.
Wait a minute, Glenn. Say that all over again.
Well, here, read the wire. I'm leaving for Europe tonight.
In that outfit? Skating all the way, are you? Let's see. House Subcommittee on United Nations Economic Planning. What time are you leaving?
I'll see if I can get a plane to New York right after dinner.
Virginia's coming to dinner. Better phone her to come early.
Call her for me, Clancy. I've got to get some exercise.
Just be careful. Remember, you're no kid anymore.
You realize, of course, you're talking to the captain of the greatest hockey team Yale ever had?
Uh-huh.
Well?
Clancy, push a chair over to the window. This I want to watch.
If you've got a cold, you...
Hand me that quilt and stop worrying. Say, that's Katie out there, isn't it?
Well, so it is.
What's she running for?
She claims that running keeps her in shape for skating, and skating keeps her in condition for running. It's a vicious circle.
Aha! There's our captain. Well, there seems to be a discussion out there. Is Katie going to skate, or is Glenn going to run?
Glenn is going to run.
Poor boy. He won't last a lap.
You are not going to run anymore, Mr. Morley?
I think I'll skate now and limber up afterwards.
Oh.
Put on your skates. I'll give you a few pointers.
Oh, thank you. Mr. Morley, are you really going to Europe tonight?
Of course.
But if you're so worried about your mother...
Oh, she'll be all right. I was just trying to think of some way to make you stay.
Oh. Would it make you happier if I stayed until you got back?
Would I? Well, yes, I would.
All right, I stay. I was just trying to think of a good reason to stay. Well, my skates are on.
Good. Now, take my hand.
No.
Huh?
No, first I show you how I skate, and then you tell me what's wrong. There. How's that?
Uh-oh. I forgot you're Swedish. You win.
Oh, no, but really.
The pond is all yours.
Oh, you're not going to skate?
How big a fool can I make of myself?
Oh, please.
Well, okay, now, no fancy stuff.
No.
Just skate.
Yeah, just skate.
Of course, I used to be a pretty fair hockey player, but...
Hockey? Oh, you want to play hockey? My brothers
No,
and I...
no, look, just let's skate.
Oh, yeah, we just skate.
sucker out of him. Look at that girl skate.
Poor Glenn. He's trying so hard to show off. I hope he doesn't forget the ice gets awfully thin down to the boathouse.
Oh, he went through the ice there last year. He couldn't be such a dumbhead as to... Oh, no.
Get the brandy, Clancy, and the hot water bottles. He did it again.
Here's another blanket, Glenn. Still feel cold?
Oh, no, not very. My shoulder's a little stiff, though.
You drink this, Mr. Morley. It's glug.
Huh? Oh, glug.
Yeah. Oh, no, not so fast, Mr. Morley. Drink it slowly.
Oh, so this is glug, huh? Well, Clancy, throw away the hot water bottles.
What about that shoulder? What you need is a good rub down.
Yeah, call the athletic club. Tell them to send a man right over.
Oh, there won't be time, Mr. Morley. I'll do it myself.
Great idea.
Now, you lie right down here at the foot of the bed.
Now, wait a minute.
Now, one pillow here, and this pillow under the chest. There. Now, we begin.
Ooh.
Oh, you must relax, Mr. Morley. You are much too tense. There. That's better.
Now, look.
Yeah.
Is there anything you can't do?
Oh, yeah. Too many things.
Well, you have 3 of the most unusual talents I ever heard of.
Oh?
I'll bet you're the only girl in Capital City.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Can give a Swedish massage and bed horses and make glug.
I don't mind that you tease me, because I know how different I am from, Miss Thatcher, for instance.
Would you like to be like Miss Thatcher?
Oh, in many ways, yeah. But when I'm around her, I feel strange. I know I talk different from all of you, but around her, I talk worst.
Why don't you go to college, Katie?
And take care of Mrs. Morley at the same time.
You could go at night. They have all sorts of courses. Political science.
Yeah?
Economics. The tickles. Hey. Oh, Virginia. Come in.
Whatever it is, it looks like fun. Tell me, Captain, is this restricted to the family, or do you take outpatients? Well, I'd be glad to give you a massage anytime, Miss Thatcher.
Oh,
I'm sorry. You're finished, Mr. Morley.
Oh, thank you.
Your mother told me you fell through the ice.
Yeah, lucky thing Katie was there.
No doubt. She saved your life. I'm grateful to you, Captain.
Katie, where are you going?
To see your mother. I think I'll give my notice after all, Mr. Morley.
No, Katie, no.
In just a moment, we'll return with Act 2 of The Farmer's Daughter. Meanwhile, here's our Hollywood reporter, Libby Collins. What's the picture news tonight, Libby?
Well, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer is certainly starting the year with a bang, Mr. Keeley. Cass Timberlane, adapted from Sinclair Lewis's famous novel, is scoring a hit.
It has a remarkable fine cast and tells a love story of real depth and tenderness. And Spencer Tracy is the perfect choice for the title role.
It seems to me that Lana Turner gives the best performance of her career as the heroine.
There are other distinguished stars in the cast, too.
Yes, the attractive Zachary Scott as the other man and the lovely Margaret Lindsay as the other woman.
The glamour department is also well represented, as I think John Kennedy here will agree.
With Lana Turner as the leading lady of Cass Timberlane, how could it be otherwise?
I'm sure you took particular notice of that lovely Lux complexion of hers in the close-ups, Mr. Kennedy.
Well, Libby, Lana Turner is one of Hollywood's outstanding beauties. That peaches and cream complexion of hers is famous. And very sensibly, she gives it daily Lux toilet soap care.
Yes, Lana is an enthusiastic Lux fan, I know. As are 9 out of 10 Hollywood stars. And incidentally, those stars are delighted with the new size of their favorite beauty soap. I mean that wonderful new large bath cake.
That bath-size Lux toilet soap is making quite a hit in Hollywood, Libby.
And with women everywhere who enjoy a beauty bath that's tops in luxury. They're thrilled with the generous, creamy lather that leaves skin feeling softer and smoother.
The new bath size is the same fragrant white Lux toilet soap, but in a handsome, larger cake just right for the bath.
The same flower-like perfume and the same creamy, rich lather that makes a Lux soap bath a real beauty bath.
You'll be delighted with the new bath-size Lux toilet soap. Ask for it tomorrow. You'll see it in the familiar sampler wrapper, but in a convenient, larger size. Let the whole family enjoy this big bath-size Lux toilet soap. Here's Mr. Keeley at the microphone.
we continue with Act Two of The Farmer's Daughter, starring Loretta Young as Katie Holstrom and Joseph Cotton as Glenn Morley. Glenn Morley went to Europe, and Katie changed her mind. She remains in the Morley household as a maid. For weeks, almost every evening, she's been going to night school. And now, in the Morley library...
Last night, we learned why those nations went off the gold standard, Mr. Clancy.
You did, huh?
Yeah?
Why?
Well, it was a move toward the nationalization of the world banking system through the social control of credit policies.
Oh, that's so.
Yeah.
How's the diction getting along?
Oh, that worries me, Mr. Clancy. Tomorrow night I have to have a speech memorized, and I don't know what to do.
A speech, huh?
Yeah.
Well, come here. Maybe I got one that'll help you.
The letters and speeches of Senator Morley.
Oh, I'll never forget this one. A lot of speeches had already been made that day. Good speeches, too. Then the senator got up and, well, here, read it, Katie.
Today, I don't want to make a speech. I want to tell you a story about a doctor named Sorensen. Dr. Sorensen practiced in the poor section of town, where people didn't always have the money to pay. His office was a small room over a livery stable. The shingle over the stable was a simple little sign that read, Dr. Sorensen upstairs. Well, even doctors get sick, and after working years with these poor people, Dr. Sorensen died. And all those people who loved him and whom he loved wanted to put up a fine marble monument, but they just couldn't afford it. So they took the sign from the stable and put it on the doctor's grave. There it stood. And that was his monument. Dr. Sorensen upstairs. Today, a president has died, but his dream of a League of Nations shall never die. It will live in the hearts of good, common people. For over the president's grave, the people have placed their everlasting monument, which, like the doctor's, reads simply, Woodrow Wilson, upstairs.
I'll be glad to loan you that book, Katie. It's mine.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Clancy. He must have been a wonderful man, Senator Morley.
His son hasn't turned out too bad either. He's coming home tonight, Katie.
Tonight?
Cable just came.
Oh, tonight.
You'll be leaving us soon, huh?
Oh, I have stayed too long already, Mr. Clancy. If I'm ever going to be a nurse...
Yeah. Meanwhile, Mrs. Morley's having a party to welcome him home.
Oh.
Come on. Let's get to work on that silver.
Yeah, you bet. Good evening, Miss Thatcher.
Hello, Catherine. I know I'm early. Well, is he home yet?
No, miss.
Oh, aren't you wearing your hair differently, Catherine?
I'm glad you noticed.
I think I like it better plain.
Oh, Mrs. Morley's in her sitting room if you care to go up.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening. We must see Mrs. Morley right away. It's very urgent.
Yes, Mr. Nordic, Mr. Eckers. We'll wait in the library.
Gentlemen, such long faces.
We have bad news, Mrs. Morley. Poor Wilbur Johnson. Tragedy. A great tragedy.
I beg your pardon, Mrs. Morley.
No, Katie. What happened? When?
He dropped dead an hour ago.
Dropped dead? Oh, no!
Oh, here now. Don't do that.
Look, she's fainting.
Katie.
What on earth?
Virginia, we were just talking about Wilbur Johnson. Katie came in to tell me something, and when Mr. Nordic said he dropped dead, Katie fainted.
Hi.
Glenn.
I'll get some water. Welcome home, Glenn. Hey, Clancy.
What's going on here?
Come on in, Glenn. Katie, dear.
Hello, Ma. What's she doing on the floor?
She just fainted. I think she thought you were the one who dropped dead.
Dropped it? Oh, you mean Johnson. They told me at the airport.
Look, she's coming too.
Katie, are you all right?
Oh, Mr. Morley.
I'll take care of him, Mrs. Morley. Come on, Katie.
Yeah.
You'd better lie down.
Telephone the guest, Clancy. The party's off.
Well, all in all, quite a homecoming.
Give me a kiss. Now, you look fine, Glenn, and I'm fine, so sit down and start thinking. Who's going to take Johnson's place?
I guess you'd rather I waited outside.
Sorry, Virginia, this may take hours.
I'll go quietly if you'll give me a scoop on who's replacing Johnson.
I think you'll just go quietly.
Call you first thing in the morning, Virginia.
You better, darling. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Miss Thatcher.
Good night.
Shameful, gentlemen, that we have to talk politics before Johnson's even buried. But this is going to mean a special election, so we'd better start naming names. Who are we going to run to take Johnson's place?
Well, we
we've been at this for 2 hours, and if you'll still insist that Finley's the best man, all right, I withdraw my objection.
Thank you, Mr. Nordic.
Well, then that's that. As soon as the governor has announced this special election, we'll call a mass meeting and introduce Finley as our candidate. And now let's have dinner. Well, Katie, is that you?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, come here. I want to talk to you.
I thought you were very busy working.
I am. Been ice skating lately?
No.
I tried it once in Switzerland. Wasn't much fun.
I tried it too, but I kept looking around for you to fall through the ice.
I thought a lot about you while I was away.
We thought a lot about you too, Mr. Morley.
Katie,
Yeah?
I was watching you at dinner. Apparently, you don't approve our choice of Mr. Finley.
Well, I don't think he's much an improvement over Mr. Johnson.
Well, what do you know about Finley anyway?
Well, I know his record, and it's a very bad record.
So you're an authority on Mr. Finley, too.
Oh, well, for one thing, now, why did he stop free milk in the grade schools?
Oh, if you don't like him, don't vote for him.
Oh, don't worry, I won't. I was only asking you, why did he stop the free milk?
Don't ask me. Ask Finley. There'll be a big mass meeting soon. Ask him. He'll be there.
All right, I will.
Well, all right.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you.
Upset me? I'm not upset.
Good night, Mr. Morley.
Good night.
What are they yelling about, Mr. Clancy?
Haven't you ever been to a political rally before? They'll yell at anything. Listen.
Fish for sale!
See what I mean?
Oh, no.
Well, they'd better start quieting down. The boss is going to introduce your pal,
Ladies
Finley.
and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. It's now my privilege to introduce your next speaker. Your former alderman. Your former commissioner. Your next congressman from the 13th District, Anders J. Finley.
I don't know how much more of this I can stand.
But Mr. Morley, why does he have to have a part of all this?
He doesn't like it any more than we do, but things like this bring in the votes.
Ladies and gentlemen, there have been a lot of speeches made here tonight. I'm going to make mine very short. I appreciate the magnificent tributes paid me by our wonderful leaders, Alfred T. Eckers and Orlando Nordic. And all I've got to say is that my platform is my record, and I stand on my record. Thank you. And now, if there are any questions anyone would like to ask, I'll be very glad to answer them.
I have a question.
Katie.
The little lady down there has a question.
My question is, why are you running for Congress?
Oh, brother.
Now, wait a minute. Let the little lady talk. Why do you ask that question, miss?
Because I'd like to know how you, with your record, can ask these people to vote for you.
I'll match my record with any man.
Oh, no, this record that Mr. Finley will match with any man's is as follows. In 1930, Alderman Finley's brother-in-law, Oscar Nordstrom, started getting the snow cleaning contract and received it every year that Mr. Finley sat on the council. In 1932, Alderman Finley said the bread lines were costing the city too much money. And he even introduced a bill to force apple sellers to buy licenses. And if that isn't enough, in 1933, Mr. Anders J. Finley, in a speech at Lincoln Heights School, told the parents
This young woman at a political rally held tonight in behalf of Anders J. Finley. Introduced by Congressman Morley, Mr. Finley...
Should I turn the radio off?
No.
But we've heard the same thing on 2 other news broadcasts already.
Katie, to hear it again.
I've been checking on her identity, and this beautiful blonde is employed as a maid in Congressman Morley's home. She couldn't have been more of a bombshell if she'd been planted there by the opposition party. Or was she?
Well, were you?
Neither Mr. Nordic nor Mr. Eckers...
I've been thinking, Mr. Morley, ever since I got home.
I better turn this off.
I'll leave here tonight.
Leave here? Well, that's great. You know what they'll say about me then, don't you?
No, what?
They'll say I threw you out. They'll say I'm against freedom of speech.
Right.
I need an aspirin.
Ought to do as he says, Katie. Just keep your mouth shut until this election's in the bag.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Clancy, I will.
Well, Katie, you know who that was you were just talking to on the telephone?
He said his name is Mr. Hughes.
That's right, Mr. Hughes.
Oh, well, why do you look at me like that? If you didn't want me to talk to him, why did you call me to the phone?
What did he want?
He wants me to come to his office this afternoon. Who is he, Mr. Clancy?
Merely the head of the opposition party, that's all.
The opposition party.
But he's a good man. If he wants to see you, well, go ahead.
But what would he want to see me about?
It's hard to read the mind of an honest politician. I don't know.
Well, that's the situation. I phoned Katie Holstrom, and she's here in the outer office now, waiting to see us.
Bring her in.
Now, I don't know anything about this girl, except what she did to Finley last night. But sometimes, if you're lucky, you can put over a freak.
Well, she's wholesome looking for the women.
A serving girl and it is the labor vote. She's corn-fed for the farmers.
Swedish for the foreign-born.
What have we got to lose?
Well, shall we give her the pitch?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Hughes.
Send in Miss Holstrom.
Maybe the answer to what we're looking for.
Come in, Miss Holstrom.
Thank you.
I'd like you to meet Mrs. Ford.
How do you do?
Mr. Jackson. Mr. Raines. Mr. Collins.
How do you do?
I won't waste your time, Miss Holstrom. We've been talking things over, and our party simply doesn't have a candidate strong enough to beat Anders J. Finley.
At that rally last night, you were pretty positive about what kind of a congressman you didn't want. We're hoping you'd be just as positive as to what kind you did want.
Oh, well, what I think doesn't matter so much. But I feel what is needed is a man to represent all of us. And not just the people who raised the money that helped him in his campaign. He should know what all the people want and vote for what they want.
Thank you, Miss Holstrom, for giving us our candidate. You run, of course.
What?
You run for office. Be our candidate.
Me? Oh, Harold, Jude, what have I done? What have I done? My taxi is here now, Mrs. Morley, so I want to say goodbye.
You're really going to go through with this?
I have to.
Don't let her do it, Ma. She won't listen to me.
How can I stop her if that's what she wants to do?
Why, it's ridiculous. Here's a girl.
Catherine Holstrom.
Catherine Holstrom, right. A bunch of opportunities. Give her some song and dance about being able to elect her to Congress. Why, she doesn't know the first thing about politics. I ask you, how can she be expected to sound off on such things as a minimum wage bill, a full employment bill, a permanent FEPC, atomic bomb control, 100 other things?
Can you?
Well, that's beside the point. I'm already a congressman.
Oh. Go on, Glenn.
Well, what right is she to run anyhow? Ma, you've got to stop her.
We have no right to stop her. Katie, you start running for Congress.
I give up.
My dear, I don't think you're remotely qualified either. And I mean to use every device in my power to defeat you. But goodbye, Katie, dear. And good luck.
Thank you, Mrs. Morley.
Clancy, she's leaving.
Oh, Mr. Clancy's waiting at the cab. Goodbye.
Oh, it's a rotten shame to take a nice girl like that and toss her in a den of lions.
Your concern wouldn't be because you're in love with her, would it?
Of course I'm not. It's just that she's a very sweet girl and fair play and...
Well, it's none of my business, but she's worth a dozen Virginias.
Of course she is. Why, a girl like that, in love with her, me...
I don't know why I'm crying, Mr. Clancy.
Because you can't bear to say goodbye to me.
Yeah. I guess that must be it.
I'm going to let you in on something, Katie. It might bring you luck.
What?
For over 30 years, I've been voting the Morley ticket. This time, I'm going to vote for you.
Oh, Mr. Clancy.
But that's really not a change, because in my book, you're Morley people. Go ahead, driver.
We pause now for station identification. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
In a moment, we'll bring you Act 3 of The Farmer's Daughter. It's a special pleasure to introduce our guest tonight, the lovely young actress, Miss Nancy Coleman. Let me congratulate you, Nancy, on your role in one of the important films of the year.
Thank you, Mr. Keeley. You can imagine how delighted I was to be given a featured part in RKO's Morning Becomes Electra. Not only because it's a great drama, but because of the stars. Rosalind Russell, Michael Redgrave, and Leo Gannon. It was a privilege to work with them all.
I think everyone agrees Rosalind has the greatest role of her career in Morning Becomes Electra.
Yes. She herself told me she felt it's by far the most challenging role she's ever done. During the 18 months it took to complete the picture, I got to know her very well, and what a grand person she is.
Yes, Rosalind is much admired in Hollywood.
Everyone at the studio adores her. She's so good-looking and always so perfectly groomed. Her dressing table's a miracle of neatness. You know, I noticed one shelf in her cupboard is especially reserved for a supply of... Well, guess what, Mr. Kennedy?
Well, knowing that Rosalind Russell has been a Lux girl for years, I'm sure she always has plenty of her favorite beauty soap on hand.
Yes. She never neglects her daily Lux soap complexion care. And that's a wise beauty rule for any girl to follow. I know I find it so.
I wish our audience could see that lovely Lux complexion of yours, Miss Coleman.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. I've always been a Lux girl. And now Lux toilet soap keeps my skin the way I want it for camera close-ups.
Have you used the new bath-size cake, Miss Coleman?
Oh, yes, and it's wonderful. Makes my Lux soap beauty bath more luxurious than ever.
Luxury is what it's been designed for. The new bath cake is the same fine white Lux toilet soap in a big, generous size that gives lots of the rich, creamy Lux soap lather fastidious women love. Thank you for coming tonight, Miss Nancy Coleman, and a wonderful New Year to you. And here's a New Year's suggestion to women everywhere. When you go shopping, be sure to buy the new bath-size Lux toilet soap in the familiar sampler wrapper. Enjoy its delightful clinging fragrance, the extra luxury it gives to your bath. The whole family will enjoy it, too. We return you now to William Keeley.
Time now for the third act of The Farmer's Daughter, starring Loretta Young as Katie Holstrom and Joseph Cotton as Glenn Morley. Several weeks ago, Katie Holstrom came to Capital City to become a nurse. Instead, she became a maid. And now, overnight, she's turned into a candidate for Congress. Her political backers have furnished her with a suite of rooms in the Capital City Hotel. And there, with her brothers, Katie rehearses a campaign speech.
And only in cooperation with the rest of the world can we achieve a lasting and happy peace. If elected, I shall work for the rights of all people, no matter what their color or religion, and support every measure that advances those rights. I thank you.
Well, boys...
It's too loud, Catherine. Must you yell like
But the diction teacher says I must project my voice. How can I project my voice if I don't... You come in?
Hello, Katie.
Mr. Morley.
Well, I'm on my way to Washington. I just thought I'd drop by.
Oh, I've been practicing a speech.
Yes, I was listening in the car to...
Oh. These are my brothers. Congressman Morley. This is Peter.
Hello, Peter.
And Sven.
Nice to meet you, sir.
And Olaf.
How do you do?
Oh.
Did you like my speech, Mr. Morley?
Well, I'm hardly in a position
No,
to...
go ahead. Tell us. We want to know what you think.
I did it exactly as the diction teacher told me.
Then the first thing to do is fire the diction teacher.
What did I tell you?
It isn't the speech, Katie. It's just the way he's making you say it. I think it's ridiculous.
That's what I've been telling you for 3 days, Catherine.
So you're going to Washington?
I came to say goodbye because at the house I didn't say goodbye the way I wanted to.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Morley.
Good luck, Katie. Every kind of good luck.
Congressman, wait. Tell Catherine what she is doing wrong in her speech.
Oh, now, Olaf, Mr. Morley has to catch a train.
Well,
but she needs your help.
Well, look, Katie, I saw you at the rally. You spoke simply and honestly about how you felt. And that's the way you've got to talk through the entire campaign. You can't win by yelling and waving your hands. You've got to talk like... Well, Clancy told me how well you read one of my father's speeches. You talk like that, Katie. Just be yourself. Now start the speech again.
And now?
Now.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I want to ask you for the most precious thing you own, your vote.
That's it. That's the way to do it.
This right to vote is something that you must cherish and guard with courage and dignity. When someone asks you for your vote, you must be jealous of that vote. You must ask yourself, who is it that I'm voting for? What does he stand for? And what does he believe in? Nothing wrong can happen to you, the people,
if you will use your vote properly. And no man,
Go on, Katie. Say it.
and no man or group of men can hurt you if you will use your power of a free and honest election.
Katie for Congress. She's from the people. She's for the people.
Vote for Finley. Experience, foresight, integrity.
Capital City Evening News. Forecast poll of special election. Brandis J. Finley, 84%. Katie Holstrom, 16%.
Come on in, Eckers. What's the matter?
Well, Nordic, did you see the evening news? 2 weeks ago, Finley was walking away with that public opinion poll. Well, look at this.
Finley, 52%. Katie Holstrom, 48%. What's happening to those people? Have they gone nuts? With our machine and all the money we've spent, Finley ought to be at least 80%.
Do you realize it's just 2 days before election?
What did Mrs. Morley say about Glenn?
He's due back from Washington first thing tomorrow.
Come in, Miss Morley. Hello, Finley. We were just talking about Glenn.
You can count on Glenn for 4 speeches, and we'll put him on the radio tomorrow night.
Well, Finley?
He's got to get in there and slug. Not that I'm exactly worried, but that Holstrom girl has been getting away with murder.
Excuse me, Mr. Nordic.
Well?
There's a man here to see you. He says it's very confidential.
All right, send him in.
Go right in, Mr. Berger.
How do you do?
Well, you wanted to see me?
If you're the boss.
He's the boss. Now, who are you?
My name is Adolf Berger. It's okay if I talk in front of everybody, Mr. Nordic?
Go ahead, talk.
Well, there's some talk going around that Katie's going to run away with the election.
Katie? You know her?
I'm the one that brought her to Capital City last November.
Oh? Friend of the family?
I know the Holstroms, all right. I'm a traveling painter, see? I paint barns, houses, fences.
Get to the point.
Well, I'm here in the interest of good American citizenship. And I don't think that a girl of Katie's character should be allowed to run for Congress.
What's that?
I got some pretty personal information, see? About a night she spent in the motel when, due to circumstances...
Why you think Katie should not be allowed to run for Congress. Is that it?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your point in telling us this?
Well, like I told you, good citizenship.
I suppose you expect some expression of our gratitude.
Oh, no, ma'am. Although things have been kind of rugged lately, I could get a hold of a few $100.
What kind of a campaign do you think we're conducting? Get out of here, Berger, before I throw you out.
I can prove everything I said.
Get out of here.
Okay, if that's what you want. I just thought you wanted to win this election.
But he said he had proof. What goes on around here? Are we for me or are we for Katie?
I haven't quite made up my mind, Mr. Finley.
That may be funny to you, Mrs. Morley, but I've spent 20 years of my life in politics.
I can match that and add 20.
I'm sorry. I know if it weren't for your backing, I'd really be a dead duck. Well, if it's all right with you, I'll drop over to see Glenn first thing in the morning.
We'll all be over in the morning. Without Glenn's help now, we're sunk.
I think it's the most honest thing I've ever
Now,
done.
wait a minute, please. Oh, Virginia, what were you saying?
That I think you're being very foolish, Glenn. Don't you realize that this story of Berger's would cinch the election for Mr. Finley?
You bet it would.
Oh, I don't know what you're all talking about. Nordic, didn't you just tell me you threw Berger out of the office?
Well, yes, I did. But
Mr. Finley, however, happened to run into Berger last night.
Why beat around the bush? I went after Berger, and I'm glad I did. Look at these signed statements. The mechanic who fixed his car, the woman who runs the motel. Sworn statements, Glenn.
Yeah, you've been busy as little beavers, haven't you?
Now, just a minute, Glenn. This is a hot story, and I work for a newspaper.
It's loaded with enough dynamite to blast that cheap Noah
Shut up,
Cowley.
Finley.
we've got to be practical, Glenn. In politics, you use every break you can get.
Virginia, don't print that story about Katie.
Why, Glenn, I seem to remember you on the platform saying, quote, I'll fight for free speech and freedom of the press.
And I remember that the polls open tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. As things stand now, it's a 50-50 bet we're going to get our ears pinned back. Mrs. Morley, will you please ask your son, do we want to win this election or not?
I must assume that Berger's information is correct, Glenn. And I suppose we have to win an election.
I'm phoning this story to my office.
If that story's printed, I quit the party.
Well, I hate to think of a Morley leaving the party, Glenn. When your father died, it was a little tough for us for a while. We made it all right. Guess we can make it again.
And if you'll excuse me, I need some fresh air.
Call your paper, Miss Hatcher. They can print everything.
Expo, House Painter Miss Katie and starting expose.
Candidate Katie refuses to talk, cancels speeches, and leaves town.
Finley's election assured as scandal hits Katie.
All I want from you, Mr. Hughes, is to find out where Katie is. I've got to see her.
Congratulations, Morley.
Where did she go?
This is a rotten way to win an election. Even if it's true, you shouldn't have done it.
What do you mean, even if it's true?
You know exactly what I mean. Anyway, she and her brothers have gone back to their farm.
That's all I wanted to know. Katie, say something, won't you? You can feed the chickens later. Katie, look, I saw your brothers. I tried to talk to them. They walked away from me, too. You don't think I believe what was in the newspaper? You don't think I'd stay with a party that would countenance a thing like that, do you? I've quit the party. That's what I've come to tell you. Well, that's all I wanted to say. No, it isn't all. I'm in love with you.
Glenn.
Katie.
Oh, darling. I love you. I love you so much.
Katie.
Oh, darling.
How would you like to come to Washington with me? You'll be the happiest girl who never got elected to Congress.
Of course, darling, of course. Glenn, Papa's old-fashioned. You'll have to ask him, too.
Sure. I'll ask him. Where's the kitty? Where's Papa?
It's important, Catherine. I'm trying to plow.
It's important, Papa. This is Glenn Morley.
Yeah, I know from your picture, Mr. Morley.
Mr. Holstrom, I want you to know I had nothing to do with what was in the paper about Katie.
Yeah, I know from your picture. It is sad this had to happen. Sad for Catherine and sad for the people that love her.
I know how they feel. I love her, too.
We want to be married, Papa.
And you come for my permission?
Yeah.
Did you come for my permission when you ran away from Capital City?
I told you before.
You told me lots of things. You asked me nothing. You want her to quit too, Mr. Morley?
I thought it would be the easiest thing for Katie.
Yeah, the easiest thing. So you want to get married. Well, go ahead. I don't care whether you get married or not.
Are you trying to make me feel ashamed, Papa?
Yeah, but ashamed only for quitting. If you want to be in Congress, then you must fight.
How can she fight the kind of lies they've been printing about her?
He's right, Papa.
I don't care what it says in the papers or anywhere else. Woman or man, if you don't want to fight for truth, then you shouldn't be in Congress.
Will you help me fight, Glenn?
Oh, you bet I will.
Oh, darling.
You know, Mr. Holstrom, I wish I had you for my campaign manager.
Good. I think you make fine son-in-law.
I hope so.
I know so. From your picture.
Hello? Glenn, where on earth are you? You're what? I suppose you think that comes as a big surprise to me. They're going to get married, Clancy.
It's okay. I approve.
What? No, but I wish you hadn't walked out quite so fast this morning. I have a very interesting guest here. Never mind who. Just stay where you are and wait till I call you back. Yes, very soon, I hope.
Interesting guest. You may not know it, Mrs. Morley, but Anders J. Finley is drunk. I better take him home.
You stay just where you are. A couple of more drinks, and maybe I can give Glenn a wedding present.
Excellent, Nicky, Mrs. Morley, excellent.
Glad you like it.
And don't think I'm not flattered. Just you and I chatting socially in your home.
Well, it's the least I can do, Mr. Finley. You've been of great service to the party. But I'm worried.
But the election's in the bag now.
I'm worried about all that money you must have paid Adolf Berger. I think the party should reimburse you.
I wouldn't hear of it. What's $3,000, huh?
$3,000, then?
2,000 to Berger, 500 each to the mechanic and the motel lady.
You don't say. Surely you're not going to turn Berger loose with all that money.
Huh?
Well, he might get drunk and start talking how he invented the whole story.
Oh, not little Adolf. I've got him in protective custody until after election.
In a safe place, I hope.
In my lodge up at Kaluma Lake. I got a couple of my toughest boys guarding him.
Your boys?
Mm-hmm.
You have your own machine, Mr. Finley?
Oh, it's a national organization the boys and I belong to. We got to stay undercover for a while, but we've got a great plan mapped out to educate the people.
Oh, how nice.
100% Americanism.
Oh, yes. No foreigners. The right kind of religion.
Right. Oh, I guess I know where you stand, Mrs. Morley.
I think that's about all I wanted to hear, Mr. Finley.
Huh?
All right, Clancy, you can throw him out now, right on his 100% American ear.
Hello? Hello, Ma. We're at Kaluma Lake.
Did you get Adolf?
You bet we did. Quite a brawl while it lasted, Ma.
Well, tell me about it.
I wouldn't know. I tripped over a stump and knocked myself out.
That's my boy, all right.
Katie and her brothers got him. We'll be home in a couple of hours. Better have Nordic at the house. I may have a statement to make.
But it's midnight, Glenn. The polls open in 7 hours.
Get on it right away, Nordic. There's still time. I'll stick by the party only if we dump Findlay and say so publicly.
Impossible.
Call the newspapers. They've put out extras for less reason than this. Issue a statement in support of Katie and get it on the radio, too.
But you can't tell
All
an
of this
entire...
must be done by 7 o'clock.
But
You heard what the man said, Mr. Nordic. Now get going.
Yes, Mrs. Morley.
Extra, extra. Finley's party throws him out. Nordic urges all voters to back Katie. Holmes.
Kendrick and passes Finley Pride. Both parties endorse Katie.
And speaking to you from his room in the hospital, here is Adolf Berger.
I lied, and I'm sorry I lied. Everything I said about Katie is a lie. Mr. Finley gave me $2,000 to lie about Katie.
You have placed in me a great trust and a great confidence. I am very grateful. I promise I will do everything in my power to fulfill that trust.
Well, there it is, Katie. The capital of the United States.
Sometimes I wonder, Glenn. Maybe I should have stayed at home and been a nurse after all.
If you ask me, our party can use a good nurse, too. Come on, Katie. We don't want to be late for your first session.
Glenn, I just go in? What is customary?
Oh, I'm not quite sure of the protocol in a case like this. I'll just carry you across the threshold and see what happens.
Now, darling, we went skating. You fell through the ice, remember? And when we went after Mr. Berger, you knocked yourself out, huh?
Uh-huh.
Well, I think it's safer if I just walk in.
So Katie goes to Congress, and our thanks go to tonight's delightful stars who've helped us start the new year so auspiciously. Loretta Young and Joseph Cotton, who returned to the footlights in response to your applause. Loretta, we're happy to have you back from London in time for tonight's performance.
Oh, thank you, Bill.
You and Sam Goldwyn must feel pretty proud, Loretta, to have had your picture, The Bishop's Wife, selected for London's command performance.
Indeed.
Not to mention receiving the congratulations of the King and Queen.
Oh, it was a thrill, all right. But except for that, our trip was pretty sobering.
How do you mean, sobering?
Well, Joe, you have to experience the shortage of food in England to realize how desperate their situation is.
I can readily understand your donating the food you bought for you and your husband.
Well, unfortunately, it was so little. But we were told it helped prolong the lives of 10 people for 6 months.
Well, it looks as if the best way we can wish our European friends a Happy New Year is to send them every bit of food we possibly can spare.
Well, that's our resolution for 1948, Joe.
And a very splendid one. Have you made any other New Year's resolutions, Loretta?
Well, a few, Bill. But there's one thing that doesn't need a resolution, and that's to continue using Lux soap faithfully for my complexion.
And I can see by the evidence in front of me, you really keep it.
Well, thank you.
What's following The Farmer's Daughter on this stage next Monday night, Bill?
Next week from my home studio, 20th Century Fox, we bring our audience a punch-packed melodrama that equals in excitement anything I've ever seen. It's Kiss of Death, with its original outstanding stars, Victor Mature, Colleen Gray, and that unusual new personality, Richard Widmark.
Well, that ought to keep your listeners rooted in suspense, Bill.
We'll be listening. Good night.
Good night, and best wishes for the new year. Lever Brothers Company, the makers of Lux Toilet Soap, join me in inviting you to be with us again next Monday evening when the Lux Radio Theater presents Victor Mature, Colleen Gray, and Richard Widmark in Kiss of Death. This is William Keeley saying good night to you from Hollywood.
Here's a New Year's resolution we hope every housewife will make: to save and turn in every drop of used fat during 1948. The need is still great because world production of fats and oils is still far below requirements. So it's up to the kitchens of America to make up the deficit. It can be done easily if we all do our share. Many stores are now paying higher prices for used fats, so turn in a tin as soon as it's filled. your dealer will pay you for every pound. Joseph Cotton appeared by arrangement with David O. Selznick, producer of Alfred Hitchcock's The Paradine Case. Heard in our cast tonight were Janet Scott as Mrs. Morley, Cliff Clark as Clancy, Bill Johnstone as Finley, Frances Robinson as Virginia, and Robert Griffin, Leo Cleary, Herbert Rawlinson, Norman Field, Lois Corbett, Herbert Butterfield, Ira Grossell, Clark Gordon, George Neese, June Whitley, Stanley Farrar, and Eddie Marr. Our music was directed by Louis Silvers. This program is rebroadcast to our men and women overseas through the worldwide facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service. And this is your announcer, John Milton Kennedy, reminding you to join us again next Monday night to hear Kiss of Death with Victor Mature, Colleen Gray, and Richard Widmark.
Pepsodent won by 3-1. Yes, in a recent survey, families throughout America compared new Pepsodent toothpaste with the brands they'd been using at home. By an overwhelming average of 3-1, they preferred new Pepsodent with Irium over any other brand they tried. They said new Pepsodent toothpaste tastes better, makes breath cleaner, makes teeth brighter. Yes, with families who made comparison tests, Pepsodent won by 3-1.
Be sure to listen next Monday night to the Lux Radio Theater presentation of Kiss of Death with Victor Mature, Colleen Gray, and Richard Widmark. Stay tuned for My Friend Irma, which follows immediately over most of these stations. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Your Auto Light dealer presents your favorite friends from Gasoline Alley. Hold it, Wilmer. Hold it till I get this phone.
Okay, Skizek.
Wallet and Bubble Garage, Skizek Wallet speaking. What's that? Yes, sir, we can fix it. We can fix anything on 4 wheels. Sure, we'll be waiting for you right here in Gasoline Alley. Yes, it's Gasoline Alley, the comic strip that's a favorite in more than 100 newspapers. In this episode, The Adventure of Jealous Jessica, Skeezix and Wilmer discover that it's better to give than to receive, especially when the gift involves a new hat for your wife. But first, a word from the friendly Auto Light dealer in your own hometown. Have you ever had a bulky engine spoil a vacation trip? Well, don't let it happen to you this year. It's so easy to have your engine checked at a reliable service station. Think of it. One single stop before you start that trip will help guarantee pleasure-packed performance from your engine. Clean new oil will protect and pep up your engine. A change to summer weight grease assures money-saving, quieter miles. Flushing the radiator may prevent annoying and sometimes costly overheating of your engine. A check of your car's electrical system from battery to spark plugs may prevent trouble, cut dollars from your gas bills. So drive into a service station where you will be sure to get original factory parts and honest workmanship. Now, here are 3 places you can count on. Quick Service, Main at 3rd, Smith Brothers Auto Supply, Saginaw at Cord, Main Repair Shop, Hull at Center. Yes, these dealers will help guarantee you the smoothest vacation trip in your life. And now, Gasoline Alley. As usual, there's a lot of activity around the Wallet and Bobble Garage this morning, and as sometimes happens, Wilmer is just now arriving to take part in it. What is unusual is the look of grave and serious concern on Wilmer's face, and Skeezix, naturally, is curious about it. Hi, Wilmer. What seems to be the trouble?
Oh, it's Jessica.
Well, gee, it's nothing serious, I hope.
Well, you'd think it was if you could hear her. She's after me to let her buy a new hat.
Oh, is that all?
Well, no, not exactly. You know, Skizix, I've been thinking about our business, and I've come to the conclusion that something has got to be done around here.
You're so right, Wilmer. Better grab your wrench.
What I mean is we've got to start being more efficient, get more work out.
You're absolutely right, Wilmer. Get your wrench.
Maybe what we ought to do is raise our prices.
And lose all our customers to our competitors?
We've got to take more money out of the business some way.
I think we're doing about as well as we can at the moment.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. In fact, that's just what I told Jessica.
Jessica?
Yeah, she's the one who suggested we ought to be more efficient. We ought to raise our prices, get higher profits.
Well, how come Jessica's taking so much interest in our business?
It's like I said. She wants a new hat.
The trouble with you, Wilmer, is you just don't understand women.
Does anybody?
Well, sure. Other women.
Get that wire up, will you?
Wallet and Bobble Garage, Skizix Wallet speaking. Yes? Well, yes, we can. Where is your car? Corner of Chestnut and Linden. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Some woman can't get her car started.
Woman, maybe I'd better go.
No, it's an emergency, and you still have to get into your jumper. You can tackle some of this work around here.
Okay, where do I start?
Wilmer, you know that as well as I do. Grab your wrench.
Is it anything serious, Mr. Wallet?
Oh, no, ma'am. Just these distributor points. As soon as you get a little time, you ought to run into the garage and let us replace them for you.
Sure?
Yes, ma'am. I was just noticing these spark plugs, too. How long have they been in the car?
Well, I really don't know.
It would surprise me if you needed new ones. You know, it really pays to keep your ignition system in top working order. There, that ought to do it.
Well, that's wonderful. Now, how much will that be?
No, not a thing. Nothing at all.
Oh, but surely I must owe you something.
Oh, no, ma'am. It's just part of the wallet and bobble service.
Oh, but I insist.
Lady, please. I know my business.
Well, that's awfully kind of you.
Oh, not at all. Drop around this afternoon and we'll look over that ignition system and tune up your motor.
You've been so kind, Mr. Wallet. I wonder if you'd do one more little favor for me.
Well, sure, if I can.
Just take this to your wallet.
Hey, what's this?
Well, it's a hat box, of course.
Yeah, hat box.
With a hat inside.
But I can't take this tonight. That is my wife?
Well, of course you can. You're going to see her, aren't you?
Oh, well, sure,
You just give it to her and tell her it's from Madame's hat.
Madame's hat. Oh, but lady...
I'm Miss Mode. I own the store. We have very exclusive styles. A hat for every woman's taste and her husband's approval.
Well, I'm sure they are, but after
Mr.
all...
Mr. Wallet, please. I know my business.
Well, this is very nice.
Now, not another word about it.
But...
Why, Mr. Wallet?
Huh?
You said another word.
Hey, you back already?
Oh, sure, it wasn't serious. Just had to clean up the points a little to get the car started.
I hope you charged her plenty for the call.
Nope, I didn't charge her anything.
You didn't charge her? You did all that for free?
Well, sure, Wilmer. She said she'd be in later for a motor checkup. Her car needs new spark plugs. Eventually, she's going to need a new battery. So I didn't charge her for the road call, and she'll probably become a regular customer.
Regular customer? You mean we'll probably never see her again?
Well, I think we will. In fact, I'm sure of it.
What makes you so positive?
Take a look in the seat of the tow truck.
What? For Pete's sake, a hat box?
Yeah, she gave it to me for $9.
She gave you a hat for $9? A free hat? How come?
Well, I don't know. I told her there was no charge for the emergency call, so she ups and hands me the hat box and all.
How do you like that?
She owns a store. Madame's Hat.
Madame's Hat? That's one of the most exclusive hat shops in town. Say!
What's the matter with you?
Jessica wants a new hat, doesn't she?
Well, yes, but...
And that woman appreciates service. Well, when she drives in here, she'll get such great service, she'll want to give Jessica 2 hats.
Listen, do you recognize this voice?
I've never been in a newsroom, never announced a newscast. Ah, yes, and I've never worked on a newspaper. There may be good news tonight, but you won't get it from me.
Perhaps you thought that was a famous news commentator. But actually, it was Ed Jewett of New York City. Yes, often things seem alike. Automotive electrical parts look alike, but Autolite parts are original equipment on many of America's finest cars and trucks. Switch to Autolite. Remember, automotive electrical parts may look alike, but Autolite parts are made by the world's largest independent manufacturers of automotive electrical equipment. And Autolite service stations are equipped with highly trained men and specialized machines to give your car the proper service. Switch to Autolite service. Money can't buy better service for your car. So when your car's electrical system needs attention, drive into your nearest Autolite service station and ask for original factory parts. Remember, the name Autolite means spark plugs. Autolite means batteries. Autolite means ignition systems. Autolite means the lifeline of your car. Now back to Gasoline Alley and the adventure of Jealous Jessica. Miss Mould, the owner of Madame's Hats, has left her car at Wallet and Bobble's garage. And while Skeezix congratulates himself on winning a new customer and a new hat for Nina, Wilmer is giving Miss Mold's car the full personalized tune-up treatment.
How you making out with Miss Mold's car, Wilmer?
Oh, it's just about ready to roll. And, boy, have I done a tune-up job on this motor.
Well, that's good, because Miss Mold is here for the car.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Your car will be ready in just a moment, Miss Mold.
Fine. I hope there wasn't too much wrong with it.
Not a thing, except for the new plugs and points. But while I was at it, I thought I'd better check everything. You know, just part of the service.
Oh, that was very thoughtful of you, I'm sure.
Sure, I didn't overlook a thing. Checked the time and adjusted the carburetor, checked the battery, adjusted the brakes and headlights, put in oil, water, gas, and 32 pounds of air in the tires.
My, that sounds like a lot of air. I thought my tires only took 28 pounds.
Don't mention it. The 4 extra pounds are on the house. You'll find a car in tip-top shape. And just to make sure, I recommend a test run around the block. How fast?
All right.
Be back in a minute, Skeezix. I'm just going to show Miss Maud everything I've done for her. Boy, listen to that motor.
Well, it does sound better.
The old Bible touch. When I work on a motor, it runs like a charm. Maybe it ought to run more like a motor. As I was saying, you want to take advantage of the Wallet Bible service. Bring your car in regularly and let us check up. Joe? Hello there, Jessica.
A friend of yours?
Hardly. That is, she's my wife.
Why, Mr. Bobble, what's the matter?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. She's crazy. About hats, that is. But she's so jealous, and here I go driving right past her with somebody else.
Wait, where are you going?
I don't know. Mexico might be nice this time of year.
But there's the garage right there.
Oh, yes, Wallet and Bobble. Well, thank you. It's been nice.
Thank you so much for everything you've done for my car. Will you just mail the bill to Madame's hat?
Sure.
And, Mr. Bobble, I wonder to do me one more favor.
Well, I don't know.
Would you mind taking this for your wife?
Hey, it's a hat box with a hat inside?
Certainly. Just tell your wife it's for Madame's hat.
I sure will.
Well, goodbye now.
Goodbye. Hey, Skeezix, look at this. She gave me hat for Jessica.
Oh, swell, Wilmer.
Just like Nina's.
Well, it better not be. We want our wives to be friends.
Oh, I knew I'd put it over. Plenty of service, I always say. Service and the old bottle touch.
Yeah, touch is right.
Skeezix.
Wilmer, what's wrong?
The most horrible thought just hit me, Skeezix. You know how jealous Jessica is, and she saw me in that car with Miss Maud, and now if I give her this hat, Jessica will...
She'll think she has good reason to be jealous.
Yeah. Here, take it, Skeezix. Here's another hat for Nina.
Well, thanks, Wilmer, but I'm not so sure I ought to give it to her. Gee, 2 new hats for Nina. I just hope this won't be habit forming.
Yeah.
It's me, Wilmer. Can you step outside a second? How's Jessica?
I don't know.
Well, isn't she home?
Yeah, but she isn't speaking to me.
Well, no wonder. Here, this is for her.
Oh, no, not that. I can't give it to her now, and you know why.
Wait a second, let me explain. Jessica isn't speaking to you because she expected you to bring this hat home to her.
Well, that's what I mean. She expected me to... Wow.
Yes. Jessica and Nina picked those hats out themselves. Down at Madame's Hats.
They did?
Yes, and they charged them to us.
They did?
They aren't free. We have to pay for them.
They did? We do?
Yes. The girls wanted the hats, and Miss Maud gave them to us to deliver because it happened to be convenient. And you know something? Jessica and Nina told Miss Maud to bring her car to us for repairs and service.
No kidding.
They figured we wouldn't mind their getting new hats as long as we got some new business.
And boy, it sure turned out that way, didn't it?
How do you mean?
The girls got the hat, and we got the business.
Your Gasoline Alley friends will be back in just a moment. Now a word from your Autolite dealer. Your first vacation day is here at last. The luggage is all packed, the family piles in, you step on the starter, and off you go. Or do you? Well, if you've taken the proper steps to put your car in shape, you can be sure you'll enjoy every minute of your trip. Now, here are a few specific things you should do. Have that winter sludge and rust flushed from your radiator. Drain and refill the crankcase with clean, summer-weight oil. And even more important, have a reliable serviceman inspect your car's ignition system from battery to spark plugs. Winter can be pretty tough on a car's electrical system. Insulation on wires cracks and rots, points become dirty, coils become lazy. Often, one stop before you go can guarantee a trouble-free trip. And for this one-stop service, drive into Fast Motor Repair, 6th and Oxford, or your service company, Mead at Wall, or Better Workshop, Sunset at Ridge. So, to be sure of a really relaxing vacation, drive in today.
Another day in WormWood Forest. Hello, boys and girls. It's time for a visit with our animal friends down in WormWood Forest.
Hey, hey, don't run away. Listen a while, you'll want to stay. There's always lots of fun down in WormWood Forest.
Hello, everybody. This is Dippy Dwarf. Today, a phone call causes lots of activity at my hotel.
So don't leave your radio. Listen to our animal show. There's always lots of fun down in WormWood Forest.
Hey, the phone's ringing. Hold on, I'm coming. Hello, the Dwarf Waldorf. Dippy Dwarf speaking. Oh, you want to reserve a suite of rooms for tonight? Yes, I'll do my best. Goodbye.
Hey, Dippy Dwarf, was the phone call for me?
No, Frankie Frog. That was a call from Oleander Salamander.
You mean the famous crawling poet and philosopher?
The one and the same. He wants to reserve a suite of rooms for tonight.
A suite of rooms? Well, you get a suite of rooms in the Dwarf Waldorf, Dippy.
Oh, that's right. We haven't anything but single rooms.
Well, what you gonna do, kiddo? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Well, I can vacate the second floor and give the salamander all the rooms there.
Yeah, but a suite of rooms adjoin each other.
Well, that's simple, Frog. The rooms are next to each other. We can knock holes in the wall.
Gee, you're a smart dwarf. But I'll bet you if I suggested knocking holes in the wall, you'd knock a hole in my head. That's what you'd do.
Hey, Frog, excuse me a moment, please, while I go into my office and speak to my secretary.
Yeah, sure thing, Shorty. Go right ahead. Don't mind me. I'm only a frog. A good-looking, handsome frog. And green to boot.
I'd boot you if you don't move. Oh, Tallulah Tobacco Worm.
Oh, hello, Dippy. What can I do for you?
Tobacco Worm, Oleander Salamander just called and wants to reserve a suite of rooms for tonight.
I didn't realize this hotel had a suite of rooms, Dippy.
It doesn't, Tallulah. I'm going to vacate all the rooms on the second floor and make them into a suite.
What about the guests on the second floor?
Well, that's what I want to find out. Who are they?
Let me look in the hotel register. Second floor. Kitty, barbecue pig, and that's all.
Kitty and the pig? Well, we'll have to ask him to move for tonight. And thanks for your help, Tallulah Tobacco Worm. You're a mighty valuable employee.
Yes, with men who know tobacco worms best. It's Tallulah, 2 to 1.
Well, Frankie Frog, only 2 guests will have to be evacuated from the second floor. Barbecue Pig and Kitty.
Kitty? Oh, gee. I pity whoever has to tell her to get up.
Then pity yourself, Frankie.
Oh, Dippy, no. No, not that,
yes,
please.
Frog.
Oh,
Hop
oh, no,
upstairs to
no.
Kitty's room and tell her the news.
Oh, Dippy, have a heart. Oh, me. Kitty's claws are sharp.
Frankie?
Oh, ow. Hey, you don't have to use that pickle fork. I'm going. Oh, what's going to happen to me? A pretty cat is like a melody.
Oh, it's you, Frankie Frog.
In the flesh, Kitty, baby. A green flesh.
Oh, you're so stretchy, Frog.
Well, I'll bet you say that to all your boyfriends.
Only to the frogs. Won't you come in?
Yeah, for a little minute, maybe.
Here, sit on the love seat beside me.
Hey, Kitty, your whiskers tickle.
Frog, do you think I'm irresistible?
And not only that, Kitty, I think you're irreplaceable.
Oh.
You're embraceable. In fact, you're the only kitty for me.
Oh, Frankie, sing to me.
Everybody loves a kitty, that's why I'm in love with you. Pretty kitty, a pretty kitty. And I'd like to be your sister, brother, dad, and mother, too. Pretty kitty, pretty kitty. Won't you come and let me rock you in my cradle of love? And we'll cuddle all the time. Oh, I bought a loving kitty, and it might as well be you. Pretty kitty of mine, pretty kitty of mine.
Oh, Frankie, when you sing to me, my whiskers tingle.
And mighty pretty they are when they're tingling, too.
You may go now. I must finish manicuring my claws.
Claws. Uh-oh. You're Kitty.
I said you may go, Frog.
Yeah, I can't go till I tell you why I'm here.
Didn't you come up to sing to me?
No, not exactly.
Then what is it?
You've got to move out of this room for tonight.
Move out? But this is my room. I pay for it. It's mine.
But Dippy needs it, Kitty.
Why?
He has to reserve a suite of rooms for Oleander Salamander.
That lizard?
He's not a lizard. He's a salamander.
Same difference to me. Oh, of all the nerve.
Hey, Kitty, be careful.
The very idea. I'm mad.
Hey, Kitty, watch your claws. You're ripping the curtains,
That's
Kitty.
Not all I'll rip.
Hey, Kitty, don't do that.
Get out of my room. What
Wait,
unadulterated gold.
It's just for tonight, only one night.
Where can I stay?
Over at Susie Skunk's house.
I like that.
Yeah, I thought you would.
Frog, you can tell Dippy Dwarf that I refuse to get out of my room. And that's final.
What a temper. I'd better go downstairs and tell Dippy. Hey, Dippy Dwarf.
Yes, Frankie?
Kitty refuses to get out of her room.
Oh, I was afraid she'd be difficult.
Nothing we can do, I suppose.
Oh, yes, there is. You know how fond Kitty is of pearl necklaces?
Yeah, sure, she loves pearls.
And I'll give her a string of pearls, and she'll be so pleased she'll let us have a room.
Hey, it's a good idea, kiddo.
You get the pearls, Frog.
Me?
Yes, you.
But the only pearls to be had are in the brook.
I know. That's why you must get them. Here's a $6 bill. Now, surely the oyster will sell you a string of pearls for that.
The oyster? Oh, this gets more repulsive with each new development.
Well, don't stop to think about it. Just hop, little froggy, hop.
The brook. It sure looks wet where it isn't frozen over. I guess I'll sit here on this rock and consider this matter first.
Hey, watch where you're parking, Frog.
Oh, Timothy Turtle, hiya.
Hi.
Yeah, I thought your shell was a rock.
Well, think again. How can I sleep with all that overhead?
It's too cold to sleep. And just think, Turtle, I'm supposed to go down in that brook.
Gosh, do you belong to the Polar Bear Club, Frankie?
Nope. I've got to get some pearls from the oyster.
Well, what you waiting for? Why don't you go in and get it over with, Frog?
Because it's cold and wet. Hey, you're a fine one to tell someone to do something, you lazy turtle, you.
Well, can I help it because I didn't get any energy for Christmas?
Oh, me, that brook sure looks icy.
Frankie, if I were to give you a little push, you'd slide right into the water.
Hey, Tim,
like
stop,
this.
stop. Oh, that turtle. It's not as cold down here in the brook as it is up on the bank. Oh, well, as long as I'm here, I'll go tap on the oyster shell. Hey, oyster, open up.
Go away.
Hi, oyster.
Oh, a frog. How repulsive.
I'm repulsive, but... Oh, well. Oyster, would you sell me a pearl necklace?
I should say not. I need all of my pearls.
Why?
I'm knitting a pearl sweater.
knitting a pearl sweater?
Yes. Knit one, purl two. Knit one, purl two. Go away, Frog. You bother me. Knit one, purl two.
Oh, me. No pearl necklace. Gee, I hate to tell Dippy Dwarf, but I guess there's nothing else to do. Exactly how it is, Dippy. The oyster refuses to give me any pearls.
Well, we'll just have to think of something else, Frankie.
Yeah, I told Kitty she could spend the night with Susie Skunk.
And that didn't please her?
No, it made her madder than ever.
And Frankie, we've been going about this the wrong way.
What you mean, Shorty?
We should get Susie Skunk to invite Kitty over for the night.
Hey, and if she's invited instead of told to go...
Then she might go.
Then all we have to do is arrange this with Susie Skunk.
Correct. I'll call her on the phone at once. Oh, operator. Oh, hello, Bluebird. Please ring the old Badger residence. I want to talk to Susie Skunk. That's right, Susie Skunk.
Goodness gracious, the phone is ringing. I'm coming. Hello? Yes, this is Susie Skunk. Oh, Dippy. Well, you want me to invite Kitty over? Why, I'd be happy to. Yes, Dippy. Goodbye. Well, if I'm to have guests, I'd better get my house in order. Oh, goodness. Bells, bells, bells. That was the door, I believe. If you're working your way through magazines by selling colleges, I don't... Oh, don't pluck my wood, Chucky.
Hello, sweetie, Susie Skunky.
Do come inside. It's awfully cold out here on the doorstep.
My, you're so thoughtful, my sweetie.
Chucky, I have to invite Kitty over to spend the night.
Well, does that mean we can't have our date tonight, Susie?
I'm afraid so, Chucky. I couldn't refuse a friend like Dippy.
But you're refusing a friend like me?
Oh, but you're so much more than a friend, Dumb Gluck.
Am I really?
Yes, you're my one and only love.
Oh, my. That certainly does my heart good, Sue. Every star above knows the one I love, sweet Sue. Just you. No one else, it seems, ever shares my dreams. And without you, dear, I don't know what I'd be. In this heart of mine, you live all the time, sweet Sue. Just you.
Oh, Chucky. I don't know what I'd do without you.
Well, what are you going to do with me? That's the question.
I'd put you to work. If Kitty is coming over, I must clean up my house.
Where is your carpet sweeper?
I believe it's in my purse.
And where is your purse?
Well, I usually keep it under the scatter rug. Ah, here it is.
Good.
Now, let me see. Carpet sweeper. A jar of pickled prickly pears. A damp sponge.
Oh, my.
An encyclopedia.
An encyclopedia in your purse?
Oh, it's a very out-of-date encyclopedia.
Oh.
Salad forks, Bunsen burner, a cold waffle. Well, no carpet sweeper.
Well, what'll I clean the carpets with?
You'll just have to use the vacuum cleaner, Chucky.
Where is your vacuum cleaner?
In the coffee can.
In the coffee can?
Yes, it's vacuum packed.
Hey, Kitty baby, are you ready to go over to Susie Skunk's?
Yes, Dream Frog.
Timothy Turtle will drive you over. Oh, Timothy Turtle.
Hey, what you want now, Frankie? Oh, hi, Kitty.
To the car, Turtle.
Don't care if I do.
Now Kitty's out of her room. Oh, Dippy, Kitty just left.
Oh, dandy. Hop upstairs, Frog, and knock a hole in the wall between the two rooms. So we'll have a suite of rooms for Oleander Salamander.
Okay, kiddo. Well, here goes. Yeah, there, that does it. The 2 rooms are now a suite of rooms, Shorty.
And just in time, Frankie. A taxi just pulled up out front. Welcome to the Dwarf Waldorf, Oleander Salamander.
Hello, boys.
Oleander, your suite of rooms await you.
Suite of rooms? Heavens to hibiscus. I didn't ask for a suite of rooms.
You didn't?
Well, of course not. I ask you to reserve for me a suite room.
A suite room? And I misunderstood. I thought you wanted a suite of rooms.
Oh, well, what does it matter? Sweet or sweet. It brings back a memory of tomorrow. Poem. I've come to the dwarf Waldorf with heart and head held high. Held high with bliss, you bet. But how high can the salamander get? Come along, Ethelbert. Well, at least the salamander's happy. Maybe Dippy Dwarf will get his phone messages straight the next time we join our animal friends down in Wormwood Forest.
Hey, that's all today. We're so glad that you could stay. There's always lots of fun down in Wormwood Forest.
Till next time, Susie Skunk has trouble with her radio. Till then, this is Dippy Dwarf saying so long.
Remember, next Saturday, listen to our animal play. There's always lots of fun down in Wormwood Forest.
Wormwood Forest, written by Tom Tishner, has come to you from WSM in Nashville, Tennessee. This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
Teal for a beautiful smile. The Life of Riley for laughs. Teal, T-E-E-L. Teal, the amazing liquid dentifrice. That's it. T-E-E-L. Teal, the amazing liquid dentifrice, brings you The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. Remember, friends, for beautiful smiles, it's T-E-E-L, Teal, and just for laughs, it's R-I-L-E-Y, Riley, in The Life of Riley. Well, it's the lunch hour at the California Aircraft Plant where Chester A. Riley is a riveter. Riley usually lunches with his friend, co-worker, and rival, Jim Gillis. And both men are unusually proud of their respective sons. But apparently Gillis doesn't think much of Riley's son, Junior.
You know, it's none of my business, Riley, but my boy Egbert says that the teacher makes your Junior stand in the corner so often his head is taken on the shape of a triangle.
You don't really mean that, Gillis. You're just being jealous because my Junior is a genius.
You'll give me a big pain, Riley. Always bragging about that kid of yours. Just what did your Junior ever do?
I'm very glad you asked that, Gillis. I'll answer that question with facts. What did your Egbert ever do?
Okay, Riley, you opened your mouth. Now I'll stick my foot in it. Here, take a look at this newspaper that the junior high school gets out. It's got my Egbert's picture splashed across the front page. You see?
Yeah. Gruesome, ain't it?
My boy ain't gruesome. He's the image of me.
That's what I mean.
And underneath my Egbert's picture, there's a caption. Guess what that says?
Don't let this happen to your boy.
Very humoresque. I'll read it to you. Egbert Gillis, one of the featured players in the John J. Boskowitz Junior High School's forthcoming play, A Man of Honor.
So what?
I don't see your brilliant Junior in no play.
Well, that's because I wouldn't let him. First thing you know, he'll grow up to be an actor, and then the movies will sign him, and he'll spend all day kissing Ingrid Bergman and Lana Turner. What kind of work is that for a man?
Well, you don't get the point. Dramatics is culture. It's a father's duty to give his boy culture.
Yeah, well, don't you worry. My Junior is crawling with culture. Ain't I always buying him books? You know that Dr. Elliott's 5-foot bookshelf?
Yeah?
Already I got him 1.5 feet.
Let's face it, Riley. You're jerking your duty as a father. But with a kid like Junior, it's excusable.
Why, what's the matter with my Junior?
Oh, he's a nice kid. Only, no personality. Your Junior is what they call an ordinary fiasco.
Yeah. Well, I bet you if my Junior wanted, he could be in that play, too. My boy ain't no ordinary fiasco. I'll prove to you he's a bigger fiasco than your boy.
Nothing doing, Pop. No acting for me. I'm too busy with basketball.
Basketball. Junior, what good is that going to do you? When you're grown up and you go to a formal party and you want to make an impression, what are you going to do? Blow up your basketball and take long shots at the chandelier?
Oh, gee, Pop. Why are you making all this fuss about a stupid play?
Now, Junior, plays aren't stupid. I'm sure your father has your interest at heart.
Well, of course I have. Believe me, I wish my father had tried to knock a little culture through my thick skull.
Well, gee, Pop, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but...
All right, don't do it. But if you can't do a little thing for your father, it's for your own good.
Oh, gee,
After all I've done for you, Peg, when Junior was a little baby and he cried in the middle of the night, who walked the floor with him?
I did.
No, all right, but who woke you up and told you to walk the floor? Now I asked him to do one little thing.
Okay, Pop, okay, I'll do it.
You will? On the level, you will?
Yeah.
Oh, attaboy, Junior. You've made me very proud. I'm glad to see you got a mind of your own. Well, Junior, did you get the part? Did you get it?
Yep, I got it.
Oh, good.
I asked my teacher, and she put me in the play.
Oh, that's great. Peg, did you hear that?
Well, that's fine, Junior. Do you like the part they gave you?
Yeah, swell. Just what I wanted. I play the part of Ronald, a young ne'er-do-well.
Great. You're just the type. Is that a copy of the play you got there?
Yeah, but I don't really need it. I know my part by heart.
Well, already, Junior? My.
Well, you see,
Why are you surprised, Peg? My boy's got a head on his shoulders. What do you think that round thing covered with hair is sticking out of his collar? A coconut?
But look, Pop.
Look, Junior, we got to get right to work on this play. Now, your mother and me will read all the other parts, and you act out yours, huh? So we get... come in.
Hello, folks.
Oh, well, it's Mr. Gillis.
Well, come on in. Come in, Gillis. You're just the man I want to see.
Riley, seeing I'm your pal, I'm going to do you a favor. If Junior would like to be an usher on the night of my Egg Bites play, I can fix it.
Well, that's very sweet of you, Gillis, but it so happens that my Junior is in the play.
Huh?
But Pop,
Now, don't be so modest, Junior. And he's got a great part, too. He plays Ronald. What do you say to that, Gillis?
I guess I'll be going.
No. Stick around. Get a load of some real acting. Okay, Junior, let's start with your first scene.
Oh, but Pop... Oh, my goodness, I haven't acted since high school. Well, let's see. You read Lord Crumley's part, Riley.
Yeah, okay. Good evening, Lady Angela. Filthy weather, what?
Beastly. I hope it doesn't delay Ronald.
Ronald should be here directly. And if I know Ronald, he won't be late.
Ronald must get through, your lordship.
Never fear. Ronald will be here by dinner. He gagged. There's too much steak.
There's too much at stake.
Oh, yeah.
Ronald must get through. Everything depends on Ronald.
You hear that, Gillis? Everything depends on Junior.
Go on, Riley. Let's get to where he comes in already.
Ronald knows the secret, your lordship. Oh, what a tale he'll have to tell. I hear steps coming up the walk.
It is Ronald.
I can hardly wait to hear what he has to say.
Here he comes. Ronald, my boy.
Ah! Ronald! Look, your lordship.
Ronald's been shot.
Through the head. Oh, Ronald, speak to me. Ronald, say something. Speak. Farewell.
Ronald, it's dead.
Well, go on, Junior. Where's the rest?
Well, that's all. I can't say anymore. I'm dead.
You're what?
Yes, sir. That's quite a part, Riley. Farewell. How did he memorize that?
Wait a minute. Junior, you just can't say one word. There's got to be more.
But, Pop, I'm dead. I can't talk after I'm dead.
So there's such a thing as ghosts? I mean, this is a terrible piece of writing.
Well, I'll be running along now, Riley. Take my advice. Better let Junior be an usher. The audience will see more of him that way. Farewell!
One word. They can't do this to me.
Oh, now don't take it so serious, Riley. After all, Junior's in the play, and that's what you wanted. Yeah, I'm sorry, Pop, but that's the part Miss Jessup gave me.
My own son, playing the part of a corpse. Well, you ain't going to take it laying down.
Seal has just brought you the first act of The Life of Riley, and we'll be back with Riley in just a moment. Meanwhile, this is Ken Carpenter. You know the chances are you're grinding a certain type of cavity into your teeth unless you use Teal instead of toothpaste or powders containing harsh abrasives? Yes, it's true. For out of every 10 adults, 8 have receding gums. And when gums recede, parts of your teeth are exposed 25 times softer than tooth enamel. Now, those softer parts are easily damaged by the daily use of toothpaste or powder containing harsh abrasives. So the chances are 8 in 10 you are risking those ground-in cavities daily, unless the dentifrice you use contains no such abrasives. And what one leading dentifrice contains no abrasives? Only Teal. Teal, the liquid dentifrice, cleans teeth with a patented ingredient, protects teeth from ground-in gum-line cavities. The Teal way takes 1 extra minute a week to make teeth look their best safely. Just follow directions on the package. Ask for T-E-E-L, Teal, the tangy, refreshing liquid dentifrice. And now back to The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. Egged on by his proud father, Junior Riley went out for a part in a school play. He was given one consisting of exactly one word, farewell. Now, this satisfied Junior, but it was a humiliating blow to Riley's vanity. He's determined to get him a more important role, so we find Riley laying down the law to Junior's teacher.
Now, see here, Miss Jessup. You've got to give...
Just a moment, Mr. Riley. Take your hat off when you're addressing me.
Yes, yes. Now, see here, Miss Jessup. You've got to give...
Just a moment. Take your hat off my desk.
Yes, teacher. I'm sorry. Now, see here, Miss Jessup. You've got to do...
Just a moment.
Okay. I'll throw the hat in the waistband. Now, listen, Miss Jessup. You've got to give my Junior a bigger part. I'm a taxpayer, see?
Indeed. Exactly how much taxes did you pay during the last year?
Well, okay, so I owe him a little money. But I'll pay him. Miss Jessup, my head's made up. I demand that you give Junior a bigger part.
Good day, Mr. Riley.
Now, wait, Miss Jessup. I'm sorry if I sounded fresh, but try and put yourself in my place. Have you ever been a father? I mean, I've been Junior's father ever since he was born. I'm sort of attached to him. You see, as he grew up, he grew on me.
Well, I understand, Mr.
I
Riley.
ain't asking you to do this for me, but Junior's poor little heart is breaking. Why, he won't eat a thing.
Oh, dear, the poor sensitive child.
Yeah. And usually the poor sensitive child eats like a wolf.
Well, Mr. Riley,
Take pity on the lad. I ain't a doctor, Miss Jessup, but I can see from here that you got a big heart.
Well, it's... Oh, dear. Well, it just so happens one of the boys who has quite a large part is most unsatisfactory.
He is? Well, then throw the big chunks out and put my little one in.
Well, all right. Junior can have the part. He can say, Sir John.
Oh, Miss Jessup, you're wonderful. Why, I could kiss you.
That won't be necessary.
Oh, thank you. Hurry up. We don't want to be late for the curtain.
Don't be so nervous, Riley.
Oh,
I think you were going to act tonight instead of Junior.
Oh, Junior, where is he? It's time he got down to the school. He's got to get made up.
Hiya, folks. Excuse me barging in like this, but my egg bite lost his belt and he needs one for the play.
Oh, okay, Gillis. I'll lend you one of Junior's. Come on. Oh, Junior, I'd like to get what's the matter, Junior? Peg, why is he on the bed like that?
Why, something's wrong with him.
What's the matter? Is the kid sick?
No, I'm not sick.
Oh, that's good. Well, look, you better get down to the auditorium, son.
No, I can't do it. I just can't. I forgot all my lines. I don't remember anything.
Junior, pull yourself together. The lines will come back to you the minute you get on the stage. Gillis, tell him I'm right. Tell him.
Well, Junior, you may not remember your lines now, but when you get on the stage, and that spotlight hits you.
Yeah, that's right. Go on, Gillis.
Your knees buckle. You break out in a cold sweat. And then you faint.
Why, you double-crosser.
Mr. Gillis, if this is your idea of a joke,
I'm sorry, folks. Don't you want me to be honest?
Well, you picked a fine time to start. Go on, beat it, Gillis. What did you come here for anyway?
The belt, remember?
Oh, the belt. Well, I wouldn't loan you to... Yeah, sure, I'll lend it to you. I ain't the type who bores a grudge.
Well, thanks, Riley.
Yeah, I'll go and get it. You wait right here.
Now, listen, Junior, dear. You've got to act in that play tonight.
No, I can't.
Why, you've just got a little stage fright.
Okay, Gillis, here's the belt.
Thanks. And, Riley, I'm sorry for what I said, and I wish your Junior luck.
Well, thanks, Gillis. I wish your Egbert exactly what you wish my Junior.
See you later, folks. As they say in the theatrical world, bon voyage.
Look, Junior, I sold over 100 tickets. All my friends, the guys at the plant, and my boss. They're only going to see you. I'll be disgraced.
But I can't remember my lines.
Well, sure you can. Listen, I'll fix that. I'll use an old theatrical trick. I'll paste your lines on the inside of my hat, see? And you carry it on stage with you, and if you're stuck, you peek at the lines.
Why, yes, that'll fix everything, won't it, Junior?
Well, maybe. But your hat won't fit me, Pop. Oh, Junior, are you forgetting that this play takes place in England? And they got quaint customs. In England, when you walk into a lady's boudoir, you don't wear a hat. You carry it in your hand.
Well, okay, I'll try it.
Ah, boy, son. Peg, you go with him now. Hurry.
But the line.
Well, it'll take me a little while to paste them in the hat. I'll bring it to you backstage before the curtain goes up.
Well, you won't forget, will you?
But, yeah, you know I never forget. Why, I got the brain of an elephant. Aye. Don't forget to clap louder, Junior. Oh, hello there, Joe. Oh, Waldo. Hiya, Sam. Hello, Ford. Don't forget to clap loud at Junior. See you in the intermission.
Hurry up, Riley. Sit down in your seat. They're dimming the light.
Yeah, okay.
You think your Junior would be all right?
Don't you worry about Junior. His old man came through. I pasted his lines in my hat, and if he gets stuck, all he has to do is pinch.
There goes the curtain. Better take your hat off, Riley.
Yeah, better take my Go! Oh, my hat! I forgot to give him my hat! Shh, quiet.
Good evening, Sir John. We've been expecting you. Come in.
Here comes Junior. Oh, please make him remember his lines.
We understand you have an important message from the Queen. What is it? Proceed, Sir John.
Well, He don't remember.
Good evening, Sir John. We've been expecting you. We understand you have an important message from the Queen. What is it? Proceed, Sir John.
Well,
Riley, stop lighting matches in your hat.
Proceed, Sir John.
Why, The Queen is ill. The Queen is, ill. She's sick, Junior. I don't feel so good myself.
Quiet, Riley.
Ill, Junior, ill. I-L, ill. Gee, Pop, I don't remember anything.
Riley, they're bringing down the curtain.
What a revolting development this is.
Oh, there, Riley. Wait for me.
Who's that?
It is I, Digby Odell, the friendly undertaker. Greetings, Riley. You're looking fine. Very natural.
I feel terrible, Digger. Honest, right now I'd like to jump in a hole and pull the hole in after me.
Don't look at me. I'm a mortician, not a magician. Tell me, Riley, why all this gloom?
Well, my boy, Junior. He was acting in a play.
Ah, the theater. Brutus stabbing Caesar. Hamlet poisoning the king. Othello strangling Desdemona. I adore the theater. It's okay.
Well, this play wasn't gay. Junior forgot all his lines. I ran out. I couldn't stand no more.
Oh, poor boy. I was in a play once. I portrayed a husband who had a very tall wife. And my first line was, "Ah, how I wish my wife were under 6 feet."
And, you forgot your lines, too.
No, I mixed them up. I said, "Ah, how I wish my wife were 6 feet under."
Well, what happened to Junior is all my fault. I wouldn't blame him if he never spoke to me again.
Riley, the boy needs you. Go to him. Beg his forgiveness.
No, I couldn't face him with my face. Please, Digger, I don't want to discuss it.
Very well, Riley. I've learned one thing from experience. If a man kicks when I try to straighten him out, I just let him alone. Cheerio.
Mind if I sit down on this bench, Sonny? Nah, mister. It's okay with me. Junior, what are you doing here in the park? It's late. I wanted to be alone. Yeah, I know how you feel. I wanted to be alone, too. Now we can be alone together. Junior, what happened after...
Oh, they put in my understudy.
Junior, it's all my fault. I don't blame you. I don't see how you can ever forgive me. Junior, forgive me.
I forgive you.
No, you don't. Say it like you mean it.
Oh, let's not talk about it anymore, Pop.
But, Junior, we got to make the best of this mess. It's not my fault that you got me for a father. It's your mother. When I said, let's get married, she had to say yes.
It's getting late. I better go home.
Do you mind if I go to your home with you?
No.
Thanks, son. Junior, I can't stand this. Please forgive me. I'll make it up to you. I'll buy you anything you want to make you happy. Do you want a new lawnmower?
I don't want anything. Come on home.
Yeah, wait. Look. Gillis, he's coming this way. If he opens his mouth to make one crack, I'll let him have it.
Hello, Riley. Hello, Judy.
Well, what are you waiting for, Gillis? Go on, go ahead. Make fun of the kid.
Believe me, Riley, this is one night I wish Junior was my son.
But you're Egbert.
Please, don't mention that word, Egbert. You think your Junior was a flop? You should have seen what my Egbert done.
Well, what happened?
In the third act, he's making love to the Queen.
Yeah?
It's the big scene. He's got the Queen in his arms. And just when he's going to kiss her, his pants fall down.
Fell down? Why, that's too bad. Ain't that too bad, Junior?
Yeah, it sure is, Pop. It's terrible.
There was my own flesh and blood. Making love in his long underwear.
Well, that's life for you, Gillis. Full of surprises. You never know when your pants are going to fall down. Come on, Junior, I'll buy you a soda.
Oh, no, let me buy you one, Pop. Want a drink, Mr. Gillis?
Yeah. Prussic acid.
Well, so long, Gillis.
Oh, wait, Riley.
Yeah?
Here's your belt, Junior. I'm sorry the buckle fell off. That's why Egbert's pants fell down.
Ah, that's okay, Gillis. See you later. So long.
Gee, that's funny about my belt busting. It was a new belt.
Oh, Berg, forget it, Junior. Just shove the belt in my pocket here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Pop.
Mm-hmm.
What's my jackknife doing in your pocket?
Oh, that. You see, son, it's always good to have a jackknife on you. You never know when you're going to meet up with a belt that needs a little cutting around the buckle.
Riley's will be back in half a minute. Why risk cavities at the gum line? Cavities ground in by the daily use of toothpaste or powders containing harsh abrasives. Teal cleans teeth without abrasives, protects teeth from such cavities. Enjoy Teal tonight. T-E-E-L, Teal, the refreshing liquid dentifrice.
Well, I'm glad you got everything straightened out with Junior.
Oh, everything's fine now. Great boy, that Junior. Hey, Peg. Listen to this ad in the paper here. Actor wanted for Broadway play now being cast. Must be handsome juvenile type.
Oh, now, Riley, you're not going to get Junior involved in another play.
Well, who's talking about Junior? I was thinking of me.
Oh, you an actor? Oh, go on.
Well, sure. I'm as good as some of those fellas in the movies. Well, you take that guy we saw last night, William Bendix. What's he got that I haven't got, huh?
Procter & Gamble, makers of Teal, the amazing liquid dentifrice, invites you to be their guest next week to hear the life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. This is Ken Carpenter on behalf of Teal inviting you to listen again next week. And remember, for laughs, it's R-I-L-E-Y, Riley, and for lovely smiles, it's T-E-E-L, Teal. Teal, the amazing liquid dentifrice, protects teeth beautifully.
It's a washing miracle for silk, nylon, woolen, dishes.
What are you talking about?
Dress. I'll spell it. D-R-E-F-T, dress. Yes, ladies, and dress spells faster, brighter, safer cleaning than any suds before in history.
That's true. Why, Dress keeps my dainty underthings fresher and brighter than even the most expensive soap flakes.
Right. You see, Dress is different from soap. Dress rich suds rinse clean and clear. They simply can't leave any sticky, soapy deposit to dull, lovely undies and make them look faded and old before their time. No wonder Dress keeps lingerie, stockings, blouses so color fresh. Yes, prettier and brighter far longer than any soap could ever do. With Dreff's amazing suds, there's no soap fading.
Yes, Dress certainly works wonders that no soap in the world can match. Not only for my lingerie, but for all my nice things. Stockings, woolens, pretty blouses, all stay beautiful as a dream.
The lady is right. And as for washing dishes, say Dress makes dishes shine without wiping. Even glasses sparkle without touching a towel to them. So ladies, decide now to open this bright new world of beauty for all your nice things. Get Dressed in the bright green package. Dressed, Procter & Gamble's amazing suds discovery that gives you faster, brighter, safer cleaning than any suds before in history. That's D-R-E-S-T, Dressed. Get Dressed today.
Listen for The Life of Riley next week, same time, brought to you by Teal, the amazing liquid dentifrice. Good night.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
Ladies and gentlemen, just about a year ago, a young fellow here at Columbia created a brand new radio show that met with very popular acclaim with all you listeners. Perhaps you've heard of my friend Irma. Yes. Well, now this young man has created a brand new show, fully, we think, as good as Irma, and we think you'll enjoy meeting the man himself. Ladies and gentlemen, Cy Howard, our producer.
Thank you. About a year ago, same building, same stage, we brought you my friend Irma. That was the little blonde girl. And now we're bringing you a new character, and this is Luigi Basco. And this is a little Italian immigrant who came over from Italy, and he settled in Chicago. Now, Luigi Basco is like every other person, except he doesn't understand English too well, and he doesn't embrace American customs. He crushes them. He's the type of man that when he walks in a park and he sees a policeman, he says, I think I'll pick a flower and give it to the nice policeman. Well, you know what happens to him. This is Luigi Basco, who comes over to this country. You can laugh at him because you'd be just as funny as if you were in Italy. Now, Luigi Basco happens to be Italian. Could be anybody. Could be an Irishman, could be a Dutchman, could be a Jew, could be a Pole. But this is a little fella Italian, a warm, little, wonderful Italian who was brought over here. Now, he was brought over here by a man called Pasquale, who paid his passage because Pasquale happens to have a daughter he cannot get rid of. Everybody on the block knows Rosa. Well, you'll see that what happens. So he figures if he gets little Luigi over here, boom, he's got a marriage. So he sets up little Luigi in business, and little Luigi runs an antique shop. And this is his adventures. And he writes to his mother in Italy, explaining all these wonderful things about America. And you know, we take everything in America so much for granted. We walk in, cops don't bother us. If they do, you try to get a ticket fixed and all that sort of thing. But Luigi is different. This is a very inquisitive man. He asks an awful lot of questions. So we want you to meet Luigi Basco, our little immigrant. And it's really a historic occasion because you are the first people. This is the greatest collection of guinea pigs I've ever seen. But you're all nice guinea pigs. We're going to try it on you because, after all, you build radio shows for people. And you're all nice people, and if you like it, then the other people will like it because you're all pretty much of a cross-section of America.
And so you can laugh at him, have a good time. It's a comedy show. He don't mind. He'll go ahead and talk in his broken little Italian just the same as ever. Now, in the cast, he has a school teacher. And who teaches him? And this is Miss Spaulding. And she is played by Mary Jane Croft, a wonderful actress. Mary Jane? Now, Luigi Basco is broke, but he figured he needed a general manager. And he's the type of man, and he got a general manager. He got an 11-year-old kid who handles all his bookkeeping for him. And Luigi Basco's general manager is played by Bobby Ellis. You've seen him with Jack Carson in April Showers, and a wonderful little actor, Bobby Ellis. Now, Pasquale. That's the man who runs Pasquale's Spaghetti House in Chicago. He is played by a man who you've known as Falstaff on the Fred Allen Show. He's played so many various wonderful parts, a very great comic. Alan Reed, our Pasquale. Now for Luigi Basco, the little immigrant. We finally got a man. The minute you see him and I announce his name, you must know that he would personify the first little Italian, the only little Italian immigrant who would come over to America and have this tremendous love of America. Wonderful, sensitive, wonderful, warm, lovable person. You've seen him in A Medal for Benny, Mr. J. Carroll Nash. And we want you to have a good time, laugh, and you all tell us if you like our show, The Little Immigrant.
As every American school child knows,
on October 12, 1492, an Italian explorer, Christopher Columbus, discovered America.
on September 27th, 1947, a young Italian immigrant, Luigi Basco, rediscovered America.
Christopher Columbus arrived with 3 vessels.
Luigi Basco arrived with $3.
When Christopher Columbus landed in America, he said, "I name thee San Salvador."
When Luigi Basco landed in New York, he said,
"Please, give me a ticket for Chicago."
And so from Chicago's Little Italy, the Columbia Broadcasting System brings you a new comedy, The Little Immigrant, created by Cy Howard and starring J. Carroll Nash.
From America, Christopher Columbus described his adventures to Queen Isabella in Spain.
From Chicago, Luigi Basco describes his adventures to his mother in Italy.
Dear Mamma Mia, I make a promise to write to you, so I write. In the United States, when a fella keeps a promise to write, is called promissory note. In 6 months since I've been in America, my writing is already so good, words that don't even have Italian accent. I have a store here in Chicago, just like 2 other businessmen, Marshall and the Field. They got same kind of store, only better location. Mamma mia, how you like my new business stationery? See, on top it say, Luigi Basco, founder and a prop. Prop is short for a longer word, I don't know. Also, my line of business, old and new antiques. Everybody here are crazy for old things. All the furniture, all the lamps, all the chairs. Also, is lots of people are crazy about all the granddad. Must be a fine man. Our countryman, Pasquale, who bring me to this country and rent me store, has a nicer place next door. It's called the Pasquale Spaghetti Palace. Sometimes at night, when a breeze from Lake Michigan is just right, then the smell from a Pasquale's Palace is reminding me of a home, and I'm much lonesome for you. But in the morning when I wake up, I'm so pleasant to be in America. And like Uncle Pietro always say, is no rose without a little thorn. And in this case, is a very big thorn. Because now I found out why Pasquale is bringing me here. He's always wanting I should marry his daughter, Rosa. You remember when Rosa was a nice little girl? Mamma mia, something has happened. How can I describe her? You know the bull Uncle Pietro has? Well, I go in a pasture, look at a bull, take off her horns. That's a Rosa. Pasquale, he argue with me. He say Rosie's a one finer girl. I say Rosie's a two finer girl. But outside Rosa, America is a great country, and my business is she's fine. I'm making money hand over foot. I'm so rich that I have to get a general manager. So I hire me a little 12-year-old bambino, Jimmy O'Connor, who said to me this morning,
Boss, one more week like this and we starve.
What's the matter, Jimmy? Business isn't no good?
Mr. Luigi, here the book's in front of you. Let's face it.
Well, that's fine. Then why you upset, Jimmy?
Well, we're in the hole. What's fine about it?
In America, when things is good, then you in a groove, huh?
Yeah.
Hole is bigger than a groove, so everything is fine.
But, boss, business is terrible. Take a look at the books. That tells the story.
Okay. Here is one page of money going out.
Yep.
Here is another page of money coming in.
But there's nothing on that page.
That's the trouble, Jimmy. Money coming in and money going out. If only she could stand still so we could grab her. How much we got in a cash box?
$2.87.
How much I owe Pasquale for the rent?
$40.
It's no come on even. It's too bad for Pasquale.
It's too bad for you, because if you don't pay him the rent, he's got a right to kick you out.
Not in America. This is a free country. It's a free speech, it's a free press.
But not free rent. You gotta pay him.
Ah, Jimmy, I work so hard for this place. I have all of my beautiful statues. What I do?
I've got a suggestion, but I don't think you'll like it.
Anything, Jimmy. You a smart American boy. Anything. I'm drowning. I'm clutching at straws. I'm drowning.
Okay, marry Rosa.
Okay, I drown.
But, Mr. Luigi, after all, this man to man. A fella's got to get married sometime.
If Rosa is the last woman on the face of the earth, then I'd rather marry the face of the earth.
Okay, Mr. Luigi. I've got another suggestion.
Anything, Jimmy. I'm drowning. I'm clutching at straws. I'm drowning.
Okay, sell one of your statues.
I'm going down again, Jimmy.
You don't want to sell anything. As soon as somebody comes in to buy something, you discourage him.
I don't discourage. I only say not for sale.
Last week, we could have sold that one to General Grant.
I never sell a president of the United States.
You won't even sell Robert E. Lee.
He's a nice man, Mr. Lee. Poor fella pick a wrong side, so why I sell him? I excuse him.
You got 18 Abraham Lincolns.
19. I buy another one yesterday.
Mr. Luigi, I know how we can clear up all our debts and pay the rent.
How?
Just sell one statue. George Washington.
George Washington? Founder and the prop of our country? I never sell him.
If you don't sell something, Mr. Luigi...
Never sell a Washington.
Then at least put him in the window. It'll attract customers.
Okay, Jimmy. Make you feel better, I put Washington in a window. But I don't sell. Okay, George, up you go in a window. Don't worry, George. I put you way in the back. They never see you. Jimmy, you were just coming from school. You must be hungry. You go back in the kitchen, eat a little lunch, huh?
Okay, boss.
He's a good boy, Mr. Washington. Only he don't understand us. Don't worry, I don't sell you. When Jimmy go back to school, I take you out of window. I put in Coolidge.
Pardon me, is that for sale? I say, is that for sale?
Which one of us do you want to buy?
That statue, the one in the window.
Suppose you in my window. You for sale?
I'm interested in buying that statue of George Washington.
George Washington across the Delaware, but the Luigi's a window? Never.
That's too bad. You see, I'm looking for items that we can sell this afternoon. The Americana Society is having a charity auction.
It's no use, lady. I never sell a George Washington.
Okay, Mr. Luigi. Oh, so you got a customer. That's good.
Lady don't want to buy anything. Goodbye, lady.
But I did want to.
Never mind. Goodbye, lady.
Hey, what's going on here?
Well, I'm just trying to buy that statue of George Washington.
Great.
Shut up, Jimmy. Go back and have dessert.
I'll give you $100 for it.
Sold.
You fired the Jimmy.
I quit.
Oh, no, you don't. I quit.
You can't quit.
I'm the boss. I do anything I like. I quit. And you're fired. That's all. Goodbye, lady.
But you promised me you'd sell the statue if you had a customer.
That's right, Jimmy. I promised. Look, lady. I come to this country with only two things. This statue of Washington and a bandana. I sell you bandana.
I understand, but you see, the auction is only interested in historical items.
Oh, I got a plenty. Here's Admiral Dewey fighting at Manila.
No, thanks.
Then here's the Governor Dewey running at Oregon.
Hardly.
How about the three nice round vice presidents?
Please, it's Washington I want.
But I cannot sell the father of our country.
Oh, have a heart, Mr. Luigi. If we don't have a store, tomorrow all your statues will be out in the street.
Well, all right. I'm stuck. Either way, you break my heart. I take George Washington in the back. I wrap him up with my own hands. Lady, I got a suggestion.
Yes?
Maybe you take it to General MacArthur's. Free.
Please.
Well, George, I gotta sell you. What I do? If I don't sell, I don't pay the rent, I get it pushed out. Well, that's all right, maybe. But then I gotta marry Rosa. If you ever see her, George, you don't blame me. Please, George, don't look at me like that. This auction lady nice. She find a better place for you. Always. Since I'm a little boy, I know about you. You fine man, you rich man. You have a big farm, but when a poor people say, hello, George, we need a general. You say, okay. You give a plantation, June 1775. Now, I give you up. Can't be helped. Lots of things that we do in a wartime. Right now is the Luigi Basco's war. Come on, George. Say goodbye. Like you say goodbye in farewell address to September 1796. It's very sad for me, too, George. Shake hands, Mr. President of Washington. I wrap you up warm so you don't freeze like in a Valley Forge. Winter 1777? Arrivederci, Giuseppe Washington. Here, Jimmy. Put the statue in the lady's car.
Here's your $100.
Thank you.
And don't feel too badly, because all the proceeds from this auction go to charity. If you'd like to come, here's the address. The auction will be held in my home.
Thank you, lady. Goodbye.
Good day.
Okay, Mr. Luigi, I put the statue in the car. Gee, she must be loaded. She drove off in a beautiful Lincoln.
It's a funny country when Washington drives away in a Lincoln.
What are you going to do with that dough?
Put them under the mattress.
Someday someone will come in here and steal you and the mattress.
Not in Chicago.
Take my word for it. In America, everybody puts their money in the bank.
I don't take your word in, Jimmy. Anytime I got a problem, I go to see my teacher, Mrs. Spaulding. Take care of the story, Jimmy. America, I love you. You like a papa to me. From ocean to ocean. Hello, my teacher, Mrs. Spaulding. I brought to you apple.
Oh, thank you, Luigi. I'll be with you in a minute.
I'll wait.
As soon as I finish with Mary here. Now, Mary, I was very surprised this morning when you didn't know who invented the electric light.
Well, I'm surprised too at the little bambino. Everybody sure to know who invented electric light.
There you see, Mary. Here's a man who's only been in this country for 6 months, and he knows. Go on, Luigi. Tell her who invented the electric light.
Marconi. Marconi, he invented everything.
No, Luigi. Edison invented the electric light.
Then Marconi invented Edison.
No. I see you need some more private lessons, Luigi. All right, Mary, you can run along now. Be sure you have better answers tomorrow.
All right, Miss Spaulding. Goodbye, Mr. Luigi.
Goodbye, little Mary.
Well, tell me, Luigi, how are you and Jimmy O'Connor getting along?
He's a fine boy. Every day we have a fight. It's very pleasant.
Well, I'm so glad he found a home and a job with you.
He's a good businessman. But he make me do wrong thing today. He make me sell a statue of George Washington. Is not patriotic, huh?
Luigi, patriotism isn't measured by statues. It's something you feel.
Good. I feel much better. But what I do with $100? Jimmy said put him in a bank.
Well, he's right. I suggest you put your money in the Chase National Bank.
Why? Why a bank?
Because in America, you don't carry on business with cash. You need checks.
Marshall Fields. They put the money in the bank?
Oh, yes.
Is good enough for me. I go tell Pasquale and I give him a check for the rent.
Well, you can see Pasquale later. Go straight to the bank. Don't walk around with so much cash. After all, there are some dishonest people in the world.
Don't worry about me. I'm a smart man.
Yes, but you look out for strangers. They'll try to sell you the Union Station for $100.
Not to me, Mrs. Spaulding. Second day I'm in Chicago, I buy it for $5. So, Mamma Mia, 6 months in this country and I'm a partner with the Marshall Fields. Who can tell? Maybe in 6 more months, Marshall have a fight with the Fields, he throw him out, and then it's going to be Marshall Basco. In 6 months more, I have a fight with the Marshall and I throw him out. In 1 year, Mamma Mia, is no more Marshall Field, is a Basco. But now, like my teacher, Miss Spaulding, say, I go to bank. But as Uncle Pietro always say, every cloud she has a silver lining, but for me there's no silver lining. Because I'm looking into gold teeth of our countryman, Pasquale, who's smiling at me like a cat.
Luigi, my friend. Hello, Luigi. Hello.
Hello, Pasquale.
What's the matter for you? I'm your countryman. Why are you passing my place without coming in? Have a glass of wine.
I'm in a hurry now.
Wait a minute, Luigi, my friend.
Please, you're breaking my arm.
Somebody's been asking for you.
If it's who I think it is, goodbye.
Come in, Luigi, just for 1 minute.
I'm going to the bank, get a check, pay your rent.
Forget the business. I'm no worry about the rent. You like a son to me. I'm bringing you from the old country. Why?
You don't know either?
Listen to me, Luigi. I'm bringing you here to marry a Rosa. Now come inside, stupid.
You call me Papa?
Ah, Rosa, my little bambino. Look, Luigi's here.
Hello.
That's no way to say hello to a bachelor man. Say hello nicer.
Hello, Luigi.
Hello, Rosa.
That's a nicer conversation. Nicer conversation you two just to have. You made for each other. It's a perfect combination. Okay, Rosa, go back in the kitchen and help your mama. Pop is going to take care of your future. She's like a little angel.
When I go to heaven, I look her up.
Luigi, I'm got a surprise for you. Next Sunday, how you like to go with me to a wedding?
Who's getting married?
You are. Then you will be my son. What do you say?
Goodbye, Papa.
Oh, Luigi. Rose is a big, but she's a wonderful girl. She's got such a comfortable lap. You sit there, reading the paper, smoking a pipe, drinking wine. What do you say?
I want a wife, not the upholstered chair.
Is this your last word, my son?
Yes.
Your very last word?
Yes.
You positive, absolutely sure?
Yes.
Where's my rent money? I throw you off the street.
Pasquale, I got the rent money. I go to bank now. I give you a check.
Luigi, you're making me nervous. See, you here, I here, money here. Transaction.
Pasquale, you don't understand. You like the greenhorn.
What's the matter? You crazy? I'm here 26 years.
Don't get excited. I explain you. See, here is $40 rent.
I take.
You impatient. Take them slow. First, I take the money to bank.
You going to pay my rent to the bank?
No. Mrs. Spaulding, she explained it to me. I explain it to you.
All right.
I take this money to bank.
You take this money to the bank.
They take the money from me.
They take the money from you.
They deposit.
They deposit.
They give me a check.
Give you a checkbook.
I take one check.
You take one check.
I write.
You write.
Pay to order Pasquale Spaghetti Palace of $40.00.
Pay to order Pasquale's Spaghetti Palace of $40.00.
I bring you a check.
You bring me a check.
You make a cross on the back.
I make a cross on the back.
Then you go to bank.
I go to bank.
You stand on line.
Stand on the line.
You tell the fella you want the money.
I tell the fella I want the money.
He give you $40.
He giving me $40.
It's very simple. Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy, see?
See, it's very simple. I'm not happy. Money's right here on the table. Give me.
No. I tell you this once more. I take money to bank.
You take the money to bank.
They take the money from me.
They take the money from you.
They deposit.
They deposit.
They give me a checkbook.
Give you a checkbook.
I take one check.
You take one check.
I write.
You write.
Pay to order Pasquale Spaghetti Palace of $40.00.
Pay to order Pasquale's Spaghetti Palace of $40.00.
I bring you check.
You bring me a check.
You make cross on the back.
Make cross on the back.
Then you go to bank.
I go to bank.
You stand in
a line.
You tell a fella you want the money.
I tell a fella I want the money.
He give you $40.
He give me $40.
What's so simple?
Pay me my money! That's what's so simple.
Wait. I explain to you once more. I take the money to bank.
Please, Luigi. I've been to the bank twice. I'm tired. Please, give me my money.
Wait. Once more I explain. I go to the bank.
You go to the bank.
They take the money from me.
They take the money from me.
Excuse me, is this Chase National Bank?
Yes.
I like it to talk to Mr. Chase.
Mr. Chase is dead.
I wait. Is Mr. Chase's son here?
He has no son.
Oh, that's too bad. He's got a finer building here. If he's got a daughter, I'm a single.
Look, sir, this is a bank. Do you wish to open an account here?
See?
Fine. Is this your first bank account?
See.
All right. Now we have the necessary papers right here. It'll just take a few minutes. Now then, what did you say your name was?
I don't say.
Well, what is it?
What for you need my name?
For our records. Now, what is your surname?
First time anybody calling me sir, thank you.
I mean your second name.
You want my second name first?
Please.
And my first name second?
Precisely.
That's upside down.
That's our system. Now, if you don't mind, sir, how much would you like to start with?
I like it to start with $1,000.
That's a good round sum.
But I only got 100.
Well, just give me the money and I'll open up an account for you. You want a checking account?
Yes, I want to write a check. I have to pay Pasquale the rent, or I have to marry Rosa, and then
That's fine.
your deposit slip, and here's your checkbook. Now, if you'll give me the money.
Is that necessary?
Yes.
All right. First, what do you do with this money?
Why, we invest it. Yes, that's what we do with it.
Where you invest?
Where? Why, What did you say?
Where you invest?
Yes. Where do we invest all this money?
I ask you first.
Perhaps you'd better talk to our vice president. Mr. Thurston, would you help me here with a problem?
Certainly, Parker.
There's a person here who wants to open an account.
Parker, I must leave in a few minutes. Can't you take care of it?
Sir, he wants to know what we do with our money.
What? That's a ridiculous question.
I agree with you, sir. But what do we do with our money?
We invest it.
But where?
Where?
Yes, where?
Well, get back to your cage, Parker. I'll handle this myself. How do you do, sir? My name is Thurston. I'm vice president of this bank. Ordinarily, I don't handle matters such as this, but I have always had a slogan. The small depositor of today is the big depositor of tomorrow.
Then I come back tomorrow.
No, I didn't mean it that way. Now, sir, you want to know what we do with our money.
See, it's important. It's the first $100 I ever have.
Yes, I understand your feelings. Well, this is what we do with your $100. We buy railroads, telephone companies, light and power, public utilities, streetcars, real estate, and government bonds. You satisfied?
Seems like a lot for $100.
No, you don't understand. You see, we pool all of our deposits. We take your money and pay you an interest, and then it works for us. We reinvest it. That's how we make our money, by using your money. You understand?
I'm very nervous.
Let me now try another approach. What business are you in?
Antique business.
All right. Now, you make your money by buying and selling antiques, right?
See.
Now, a lot of times, you can sell an antique for a high price and buy back the same antique at an auction at a cheaper price. That means that your money is working for you. Now, if you give your money to us...
That's good for you, but it's bad for me. I'm not putting the money in this bank. I got other ideas of what to do.
No, just a minute, sir. How dare you question my business sense? For your information, Mr. Basco, I've been with the Chase National Bank for 10 years. Before that, I was with the Third National Bank for 5 years. Before that, I was with the Second National Bank for 3 years. Before that, I was with the First National Bank for 2 years. That's my professional record. What do you say to that?
It's too bad you couldn't hold a job.
Sold to Mrs. Moore, the original needle used by Betsy Ross.
She was born in 1752, died 1836, who was a wonderful woman.
Oh, Mr. Bosco, I didn't see you.
I just come. Is it all right?
You're perfectly welcome. In fact, we're just about to auction off your statue of George Washington.
Good. It's the main reason I come.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this statue of George Washington has an unusual history. The last owner gave it up at a great personal sacrifice.
If I don't give it up, I have to take a rose.
Please. Now, this statue, as you all know, came...
From Luigi Basco's window 21 on North the Holy State Street, open a night and a day, new and all anything.
All right. Who'll start with 500?
Holy smokes, this lady only pay me 100.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, remember, this is George Washington. He's been elected. He's not campaigning. Come now, who'll say 300? Who'll say 2? Come, ladies and gentlemen, who'll start the ball rolling?
$10.
$10 is innocent.
Oh, I think Mr. Basco is right. Can't I hear $25 for the father of our country?
You bet you hear more than $25 for the father of our country. You hear $100 and $2.87.
Thank you, Mr. Basco. You're a real American.
But not yet. You see, I only come here September 1947, so I don't get first the papers.
Yes. Ladies and and gentlemen, you've heard this man's bid. Is there another bid? No other? Oh, Mr. Bosco, thank you, but you don't have to bid that high. There's only a $10 bid ahead of you. You can buy the statue for anything over $10.
No, my bid stands. Even that's not enough for George Washington. If I have more, I bid more.
But it's a great personal sacrifice.
So what? So Pasquale throw me out in the street. He's all right with me. So I stay out in the street with George Washington. He's worth it. He's a great man, a brave man. Brave like a Garibaldi. He's a braver, maybe. He crossed the Delaware in a small boat December 25th, 1776. He defeated the British at the Trenton next day in the morning. He beat the whole of the British Army October 19th, 1781. So people are making him first the president. Twice. 1789 and 1796. Maybe you don't know how great a man he is because you're born here and you're used to him like children to father. Maybe it's why you don't know how much it's worth to have a George Washington in your house. But to me, I know. I have him in my store, and every morning I say, "Good morning, Mr. President." And every night I say, "Sleep good, Mr. President. Is a fine country, America." That's the way I, Luigi Basco, bid the $102.87. I found another penny.
Thank you, Mr. Basco. Going once? Going twice?
$1,000.
$1,000 bid by Mr. Thurston of the Chase National Bank.
Money.
Are there any other bids?
Mrs. Wells, I no got the money now, but I work hard the next year. Maybe you take my money now and I give you a rest on an installment plan.
Oh, I'm sorry. We must have cash. 1,000 once, twice, 3 times. Sold to Mr. Thurston.
Mamma mia,
Mr. Thurston, where do you want the statue delivered?
21 North Halsted Street.
Mr. Thurston, that's my address.
Exactly. That's where George Washington belongs.
Thank
With
you. Thank you, Mr. Thurston. I pay you back. Here's a down payment of my $100.
Well, I'll take this money and open an account for you at the bank. But the statue is yours. It's a gift.
It's impossible.
In America, Mr. Basco, everything is possible.
So, Mamma Mia, I got a George Washington in a bank. I got a $100 in a bank, so I pay rent to Pasquale with a check, so I'm saved from a Rosa. P.S. Here's a check for you for $5. It's a good check on a Chase National Bank. Assets, $16 million yesterday. Today is $16,102.88. One more P.S. Today, I see in a movie magazine pictures of Betty Grable, Lana Turner, and Rita Hayworth. Pick out which one you like for daughter-in-law and let me know. Don't laugh, Mamma Mia, because in America, everything is possible. Your son, Luigi, the little immigrant.
Be sure to listen in again next week at this same time when the Columbia Broadcasting System will deliver another letter describing the adventures of Luigi Basco, the Little Immigrant. Tonight's script was directed by Cy Howard and written by Cy Howard and High Craft. It starred J. Carroll Nash as the Little Immigrant, with Alan Reed as Pasquale, Bobby Ellis as Jimmy, and Mary Jane Croft as Nan Spaulding. Music was under the direction of Wilbur Hatch. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Over a moonbeam we stroll away, while the world below seems to 3/4 time comes to you in the world-famous Skater's Waltz. Loving you always, with a love that's true always. David Allen joins the orchestra to sing this lovely melody.
I'll be loving you always, with a love that's true always. When the things you planned need a helping hand, I will understand always. here, but always.
The waltz of today changes to the waltz of yesterday as Vernon Williams and the orchestra play Waltz Fluette. By the Sleepy Lagoon, composed by Eric Coates. We hear it now in its original orchestral setting. not recognize this unforgettable waltz from One Night of Love. Kathleen Goodall sings Chitty Bitty Bin.
I am waiting here for your love as the gentle breezes sigh, watching shadows of the evening as they fall across the sky. I have come to see the love light, your dancing eyes of blue, and to hear you softly whisper that to me you will ever be true. Love, here am I under the sky, while shadows fall. Answer my call. Will you be true, evermore be true as I am to you? Chiri biri bin, chiri biri bin. The moon looks down upon our happiness tonight. Chiri biri bin, the stars bow down to you, so beautiful, so bright. Chiri biri bin, a deeper love than mine for you has never been. Come with me, I am yours forever. Chiri biri bin, my heart's delight. The night is made for love underneath the magic moon, while the silver stars above shine upon the dark lagoon. All too swiftly comes the dawning, when at last we two must part. And I hold you ever closer to my wildly beating heart. Why is it so? Why must you go, love of my heart? Why should we part to sigh? Oh, why, dear one of my heart, say we'll never part. Chiri biri bin, chiri biri bin. The moon looks down upon our happiness tonight. Chiri biri bin, the stars bow down to you, so beautiful, so bright. Chiri biri bin, a deeper love than mine for you has never been. Come with me, I am yours forever. Chiri biri bin, my
Romantic Vienna, where the Danube and waltz flow side by side, is the setting for Girls of Vienna. Josephine Goodall wistfully ask, must we say farewell to dreams?
We dreamed a little dreams, and now we're waking to love a little more, the joys we'll miss.
We'll smile although our hearts are breaking, just whispering this. Must we say farewell to dreams?
Our hopes and our golden schemes, to that lake we roamed, hand in hand, to the castles high, you and I have Day will end, the night will fall. In my dreams I will hear you call. Tell me, heart of mine, oh tell me, what am Once I say farewell to dreams, and Day will end, the night will fall, and in my dreams I will hear you call. Tell me, heart of mine, oh tell me, what am I to Must I say farewell to dreams?
Two lovely waltzes from Oklahoma are out of my dreams, and oh, what a beautiful morning. Au revoir on behalf of Burton Williams, the orchestra, and soloists. Waltz Time was produced by Alfred Potter and directed by Cedric Zahara. With the hope that you'll rejoin us in Waltz Time shortly when we invite you to come with us